Look at that. 2 minutes in, we already have a technical difficulty. Whew. There you go. Yeah, I know. No microphone, I fixed it. Do let me know, though, if that happens during the stream. For those of you guys that are wondering if I have a pop filter, I have a pop filter. Not only do I have one pop filter, I have a second pop filter. So, if my plosives are exceptionally loud today, you know, holla at me. I'm trying to fix it. It seems to be an issue with the computer. But guys, welcome to Warpstone Cup number 3. We have a really fun game here ahead for you. We've got King of the Dead versus Sarmatian to start out. They're going to be playing in a best of 3. Then after that, we'll be seeing Xiphos versus Professor Pwn. They'll also be playing in a best of 3. Whoever wins the both match, the winner of the game 1, the winner of game 2, will go on to game 3. In which case, we will have a best of 5. As you guys know, this is your first time tuning in. 25% of all donations go towards the winner. Our winners in the past, King of the Dead, I believe, was the winner last time, and he wanted his donation to go towards a charity. I think it was Red Cross actually. And then Janet on occasion was our very first Warpstone Cup winner. As we start to garner and gather more of these Warpstone Cup winners, we will eventually have a Warpstone Cup kind of like, you know, Grand Prix where all of us are, all the people are playing. Let's see what's going on here. Brian Dixon, glad you're joining us, man. ItalianSpartacus, or I'm ItalianSpartacus. Xiphos is joining us. Valnir, how are you? Whiskey Jack, hello to you as always, man. Arthur Daphos, what's up, dude? How are the races picked? Do they blind pick? Yes, so the races are blind picked. They sent their choices to me ahead of time, and then I slapped them on here. I have the proper one up. Yes, I do. Proper scoreboard here. So a Warpstone Cup. Yeah, you're right. I should have put Cup. Yeah, that would have made way more sense. Oh, okay, awesome. Our very first donation is just kicked off here. Is my donation thing not on? This is highly irregular. There we go. Colonel, thank you very much for your donation, man. He's thrown $20 into the prize pot for our Warpstone Cup here. Let's go ahead and make sure everything is up and running. All right, I have to kind of like weirdly overlay things, so please bear with me while I just kind of deal with that. There we go. Yes, that again. Yo, it's Boom. This is. Oh, hey, what's up, Boom? All right, guys. So let's get going here. Let's get started. King of the Dead is playing the Beastmen against Sarmatian, who is playing as the Warriors of Chaos to start us all off. Daddy, I'm ready. Daddy, Spartacus. You guys are good to go. Okay, so we're gonna get our very first battle kicked off. Again, huge thanks to Colonel. That is a $20 donation towards the prize pot. 25% of that pot does go towards the winner in the very end, so, guys. So if you do want to donate heavily towards someone, do let me know. If you see my mic cut out, please let me know. I'm doing whatever I can to fix it. I just don't know what the hell's going on. My computer just keeps shutting down because I've overclocked to high fucking hell. But our first map is Castle Drakenhof. All of our competitors and the maps are below, so you guys can take a look at that in the in the description. Oh yeah, Sean, absolutely, dude. So if you take a look at this, the i9 CPU isn't on partpicker.com yet, so I just kind of have to guess what this is going to cost, and there's finally kind of come out that the i9 is going to have a $550 price tag, so that's what that hive mind is. As I you know, basically pay off this one piece, I'll put up the next piece, so you guys know exactly what you're bidding towards versus just towards like, or bidding, you're donating towards versus like an Amalgus like new machine. All right, guys. Yes, we got 89 viewers and only 18 likes. Come on, let's just fucking shape that shit the fuck up. Let's take a look here. I'll go over here first because I want to talk about this. So, Turn up the volume. Let me know if the volume is turned up too loud. I can turn that down here as well. So for Sarmatian's army, he's got some Marauder Horsemen in the very front here. These guys are really strong units. I mean, honestly, they're probably just one of the best units overall for both Norska and for Chaos. They're just such a really good, reliable, fast cab here. Really great missile strength at 28, so they can really do a lot of damage here. But it looks like he's got a total of 4 units of these guys. All Marauder Horsemen, not the Horse Masters. In addition to that, he's got, looks to be just simply some Chaos Marauders, another unit of Chaos Warriors, some Chaos Warriors with great weapons here as well. Now, as always, guys, great weapons, they do deliver that armor-piercing benefit. They are really great. They are not like their halberd counterparts, which are anti-large. These guys are mainly meant for cracking open those heavily armored infantry that are just kind of pesky nuisance. Speaking of their halberd counterparts, boop, boop, there we go. Now these are your AP, are your anti-large variant of the Chaos Warrior with great weapons, and these guys are going to be really good for taking down some of that heavier cab, some of those larger ones. Deep Bison just shot a $20 donation. Thank you very much, man. I couldn't take a look at the note you put, and I'll take a look at that just shortly, but thank you very much for your donation. I want jumping over to Mortar Shadowgrave. So we have 2 units of great weapons, 3 total units of halberds, 1 unit of just Chaos Warriors. Now, Chaos Warriors are great because they do have silver shields. They are pretty costly at about 1,000 points, but they do really get the job done because they are able to deliver so much actual value per point, and they're so tanky. Now, of course, you've got one of my favorite units, the Mere God. Now, these guys are these Chaos Warriors that are a little bit more in line with Sigval. You know, they're the Regiment of Renown kind of dedicated to them. Now, they are pretty much, for the most part, a normal... Take a look here. A normal Chaos Warrior unit. They just have a better leadership. They have a better melee attack. They have a better melee defense. So they do bring a lot to the table. They aren't anything that's going to make or break a game entirely, but they are a little bit better for their point value. Now, of course, we also do have some the Veered spawn, which I have not actually seen since they've come back into the game. Now, these guys have Sunder armor. Let's take a look at that. Boop. Which is a -30 to armor here. A little bit weird of a choice against Beastmen, but I'm really excited to see how these guys are going to play out. They are unbreakable. They cause terror, so they're going to be a pretty big nuisance on the battlefield. And as far as the Lord for Sarmatian, we have a Chaos Lord of Shadows. Now, what with Shadows, we have got Enfeebling Foe, it looks like. Yep, Enfeebling Foe, the Withering, and that's it. Oh, wait, no, there it is. Melkoth, Mystifying Miasma. All 3 really good spells. Mystifying Miasma is going to allow Sarmatian to really lock down any kind of Senegor rushes, anything like that. You can use Enfeebling Foe to really kind of help push his front line, and on top of that, he can use the Withering to help knock out any Bestigors or large, big, scary monsters that we want to get rid of quickly. So I think we're all good for Sarmatian's army. Checking my mic. Okay, it's on. Don't you fucking stream snipe King of the Dead. Now, as for King of the Dead's army, speaking of, he has got a nice front line of... This subscription thing scared the crap out of me. Oh, Jesus. He's got a nice front line of 3 Bestigors, one of them being the Regiment of Renown Koroks Man-Rippers here. These are anti-large halberd versions of the Bestigors here, so they're a little bit more dangerous than your normal one. I really enjoy these guys. They have really cool thematic, thematically they look beautiful. Like you can get a little look at the difference right there. You can see their stat difference too. You know, they have a higher melee defense, even though they're still using halberds. They really do have a good melee defense, even compared to a Chaos Warrior who has very similar melee defense of a Bestigor herd with halberds here. Now, King of the Dead, bloody hell, that was loud. Yeah, sorry guys. I'll turn that down a little bit. Now, he does have some units of Ungor Raiders, which are great because they do have stock, and they're going to deliver just a little bit of perpetual damage. And you have what the Baconators themselves, Farmer John's own Razor Gore Herds. These guys are great because they are anti-infantry, even though they don't have the little icon next to them, and they do have a really good AP on them, so they're great for knocking up against any kind of Dwarf or Chaos line. You've got just 1 unit of Centigors, 2 units of Chaos Warhounds with poison, a nice flanking of Ungor Spearman Herd, or 3, and then the Destroyers of the Drakvalk Forest. Let us do it. As I am saying. Oh, we also can't forget, we have a Cygor, just a standard edition Cygor. too sure why that happens, but that happened. So, our fight is kicking off here. Cygor's already starting to chuck some bricks down range. We got the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Shadow starting to move in. Arcane Conduit powering him up there. He's going to get some big miasma going off quickly. Sorry about that, guys. But please bear with me as I kind of deal with that shit. It looks like it's probably going to be happening a little bit more than we want to today, so bear with. The Horsemaster's coming up here to get some initial engagements in there. Trying to get some initial pickoffs, right? This is the big play here, is with getting these initial, these Horsemasters in there. Harass the army as early as you can to get off any additional kills you can. Try and bait out these Chaos Warhounds with poison. They do have poison, so if they do catch these Horsemasters, it's going to slow them down significantly. But ultimately, the goal here is to pull them out of placement, open up some room so that you can get these Chaos Spawns in, any of the other larger units that you want to get kind of around the battlefield. You don't want the Chaos Warhounds to kind of sink them down. This is kind of the initial play right there. Oh, look at that brick. Oh, right through a ton of mirror guard, just swatting through them. Just like that scene in The Patriot where like the cannonball just like bounces 4 times and takes a dude's head off. Ungor Raiders starting to pour into these Horsemaster, or I'm sorry, these Horse Riders a little bit. The back line kind of getting a little shot up here as well. Using it to kind of focus those Centaurs, which is a very good initial pick. These aren't the Centaurs with great weapons, so they're not a huge threat to the line of the Warriors of Chaos. So it's going to be interesting to see how Sarmatian kind of use those Marauders to his advantage. Let's kind of back out here so we get a good view of everything. A little spell kicking off right there. Oh, Morgor Shadowgrave summoning up some Chaos Spawn. That's the big thing with Morgor Shadowgrave. He is a very competitive Lord because he's extremely tanky for a Beastman, and he has the ability to summon Chaos Spawns at whim. Now, the big thing here is that those Chaos Spawns and him himself allow for a lot of damage to kind of come across the bow of the ship there. Thank you very much for your donation, Bat Cow. I'll jump to it in a little bit. And same thing with you, Lucas, for your subscription. All right. That's not the Withering. I thought that was the Withering. That's the Fate of Buna kicking off here on these Chaos Warriors over here. Ripping them up a little bit. Now this is an interesting play here because it's not a high value target per se, but it is going to be able to do a little bit of damage to the line. There's such a small line by comparison that they kind of have to get any kind of victories they can here. Bacon's just getting in there, already routing off the table. That's the kind of unfortunate thing with the Bacon, is they're very unreliable. An overcasted Withering helping to really kind of mince up the entirety of the Beastman line here, as the Beastmen lose the left flank and are holding strong on the right flank. Morgor Shadowgrave and his Chaos Spawn are really doing whatever they can. Got some Baconators coming in here, trying to get some purchase, while the Chaos Spawn, the weird, jump in on the Cygor, which is a really good target for them. Trying to shut that Cygor's range ability down is going to be huge. And the Baconators are getting a rear charge in from Halberds, which is not good for them. Bacon hates Halberds. Fact of life. Farmer John once said in his Declaration of Independence, "Will there never be a Bacon on my First Amendment, please?" Uh-oh, getting some spearmen in and onto the Veered. The Veered here, they are large, so the spearmen are going to be able to do some damage to them, but still at the same time, it's not going to be a considerable amount. But there is quite a bit going on in that center field. Now, we have our Chaos Sorcerer that has landed. You have the Bray Shaman trying to get up close and personal on that. Woo-hoo-hoo! Uh-oh, getting a rear charge from these Cygors in here. Boom! Just brushing through things. Man, this is a pretty close fight right now. I'm going to back up so we can see everything. This flank is now kind of neutralized. What has won there is pushed over into this new center area with the Veered and the Chaos Spawn squaring off against these the Vestigor herds. Now, we have both of our Lords over here, but not a lot has really gone down. Our Chaos Sorcerer Lord is still up and running. Morgor is still in great health, and the Bray Shaman is still here to stay. So we're going to see some interesting plays here at the second half of this fight here, as the balance is going to start kind of shifting. Guys, pro player Jenner on occasion has tuned in. The very first winner of the Warpstone Cup is going to be weighing in on his thoughts on who's going to win and who's going to lose. Marauder Horseman still kind of running amok, doing that initial damage. I've said this so many times, guys, but just having something that is constantly whittling away is so pivotal. If you can't shut that down, that's free damage for your opponent. You can see here the Ungor Raiders are still up and running. They can get some shots into this Chaos Sorcerer Lord, even as it kind of also goes to make a pretty risky charge there. But I mean, look at that. That's just free hits right into that Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Each volley doing a substantial amount of damage over time. The center fight here is still kind of just in the Death Throwers as the Bestigors are trying to square off the rest of these Chaos Warriors. It's going hog wild over here, guys. Thanks very much, Good Talk. I appreciate it. Uh-oh. Sorcerer has landed amongst the Cygor. Cygor looking to just drop that garage door down on the Sorcerer. But the Marauder Horseman is over here, adding some additional damage into them, putting a little bit into that. You can see here that the slowly but surely the Cygor is having a hard time. Marauder Horseman coming up, being supported by the Veerator coming in. You've got some Halberds coming in here to support that anti-large into them. But that Cygor makes a run for it. He's just hooving it. But we still have, I mean, it's not over just yet. I mean, the Bray Shaman is still alive, as well as Morgur. And that is a big part of their army. Morgur has the ability to summon up these additional Chaos Spawns that's going to be able to put a lot of pressure onto Sarmatian. So King of the Dead has to find a way to get out, or catch that Sorcerer out as best he can, to kind of really swing the balance of power even further in his direction. The Chaos right now is behind. The balance of power is heavily in the favor of the Beastmen, so we'll see how it kind of goes. Man, what a great first match to kick things off here. Nothing like two twisted members of Chaos kind of duking it out hog-wild-wise, right? Oh! Trying to catch this Cygor out here. This is also a pretty large balance of power indicator. If this thing kind of gets like toppled, it will prove pretty well for the what's it called? Warriors of Chaos. Ooh, this is good. But Spirit Leech is kicked off from the Sorcerer Lord, and his health is waning. I mean, that is a really bad position to be caught in. I mean, the Cygor almost was routed off right there, but it looks like it's here to stay. We're still kind of getting in this kind of last... Ooh, there it is, those Ungor Raiders, like I was saying. Not an initial threat, but they did that damage. So, Sarmatian is using his Marauder Chieftains? Horsemen to jump in there, get some damage done to them, neutralize their ranged abilities, which is pivotal at this point. He's using it to just knock down both of them, which is really, really strong here. You have two Baconators, 3, 4, 5 Baconators still in the fight here. Not afraid of the Halberds like their kin are. They're ready to be turned into sausage patties. They don't even care. Ever tried a Skarsnik campaign? I cannot say I have, Cube. I don't like goblins. Disgusting. Uh-oh, Cygor's in trouble as we have some freshly returned... Uh-oh, and that's in trouble. Oh, man. This might actually shift here. If that Cygor can be toppled here, we're just going to be down to Morgur and this Bray Shaman. And I think there's enough on the table to really put those two in a dumpster. Oh, man. Dude, just Cycle Charging coming out here from our Chaos Sorcerer Lord, using Malkuth's Misfying Miasma on the Ungor Raiders to help knock them down. Look at that. Oh, man, look at that Mana Core. I have a blue glowy staff too, guys. Cygor is out of the fight. It looks like we're just down to these final two Beastmen here. Things are kind of rallying, coming back, but I think it just might be a little too late at this point. It's down to Morgur, and Morgur is... Look at watch his leadership just tanking there. I don't know if I can get onto him. There it is. Yep, there it is. Look at all these negative modifiers attacked in the rear. No one likes rear play. No butt play for me. Faster and stronger melee around him. I mean, he is just completely getting put in a dumpster here. I think this Chaos Sorcerer is going to be able to clinch it and help it so that they get a complete rout there. Sarmatian is using his Cav to cycle charge back and forth, helping to hopefully tank the leadership of Morgur. But it looks like Sarmatian might just barely pull this out. It just depends here. He has to be afraid. He has to worry a little bit because Morgur can actually dumpster that Chaos Sorcerer Lord. King of the Dead is looking to get a hold of that guy as best he can, because if that happens, it'll just immediate domino effect for Chaos. They will just immediately falter. Oh man. I think they're both out of Winds. This is Arcane Conduit, so some Winds of Magic might come in, but this is a risky play here. I mean, look how close. Morgur's already targeted on him. Oh, just got him out. Woo-hoo-hoo. Man, it's so hairy at this last minute, and I don't have any hair, so what do I know? I'm definitely saving this one for casting later, guys. Oh, it's so risky. It's so risky. Uh-oh, Morgor's looking to just drop the sack of heads on him. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, it was so close. Chaos loses. Sarmatian falls behind King of the Dead. 1-0. Oh my god. You have beard hair. Stop moaning. Alec, you wish you had beard hair, motherfucker. Alright guys, so let's take a look at this. Whew! That was such a good one. Oh my god. If you guys are watching, please save that for me. Sarmatian and King of the Dead. I'll whisper them individually and tell them to do that. But damn, that was so good. That defeat is beyond the cover. This has my consent. So if we take a look here, what got some really good value here, right? I don't want to spend too much time on this, but like we were saying, those Chaos Warriors with halberds, they were able to really hold the line very well. The Mirror Guard didn't get as much value, but they were getting beat apart by that Cygor almost the entire walk uphill. 58 kills from the Cygor, always strong. And I mean, the Chaos Warhounds with poison were able to put in a considerable amount of damage into our opponent here. So that is a very good use on both ends. I mean, 57 and 29, also 24 and 63. Now, Morgor got a whopping 74 kills here, really just kind of slapping things around with that sack of heads. And then between all of the Bestigors, which are AP units, to keep that in mind, I didn't bring that up, they got, what, 175 total kills, which is just amazing on a return for them. So, great play by both opponents here. Awesome to see Sarmatian bring that back and then just barely lose it. So, get this next one going here. We update the scoreboard. We're on to round 2. King of the Dead has the first win. Export that. That's right, guys. All of this video production is brought to you in part by me, and only me. There is an easier way to do this, but I just haven't set it up yet. So, we will all deal with the tedious, slow way in which I do it. Okay, desktop, replays, shortcut, rename. That was so good. Come back. Okay. All right, we got another donation. All right, Colonel just made a second donation of $20. Come on, Gallica Jr., let's bring a sacrifice to Xiphos, man of the people. Thank you very much for the donation, man. I will add all this up here after this next fight here. Go when ready. This is the chance where I get to take a step back, relax. Oh god. Oh. We're doing Tomb Kings versus the Wood Elves. Sarmatian on Wood Elves this time. Hopefully looking to get a win ahead. Wood Elves have always been above the curve here. I'm not going to put the blocker up. I'm going to assume you guys are all, you know, good players. I could put the blocker back up. Do we even have it? Nope. I don't have it bookmarked anymore. Well, do we even have a desktop? Let's take a look in a book. Uh-oh, the blocker's back in town. There you go. What is my favorite unit, huh? It is always going to be, it will always be, what's it called? Hold on, sorry. Isles will always be my first one. My first and only love. Alright, there we go. Blocker is up. Van Damme is back at it again, looking to just shimmy and show off those hips. Hello, brown eye, my brown eyes. Van Damson. Showing us the dance of his people. Swordmasters? Oh, I love Swordmasters. In my army I had Phoenix Guard, Swordmasters, 2 Phoenixes, Bolt Thrower. My Lord was on was with Silver Helms. My Lord was with Silver Helms. I had 5 Dragon Princes. I had Illyrian Reavers, 1 big-ass thing of Spearmen, and then I had Archers. And then, depending on my matchup, sometimes I went with a Prince, or I'm sorry, a Noble and an Archmage. Sometimes I went with a Mage and a Noble. Cube, a lot of my love for the High Elves comes strictly from tabletop. And tabletop, no elf is like they are in Warhammer, and that's a weird sentence. But the elves in every other lore are so foppish. The elves in Warhammer are extremely warlike. They're very like strong, like noble, charismatic fighters. It's really cool. It's a lot cooler they're not like listless like they are in the Lord of the Rings. Like, oh, my Lord Elrond, may we travel to the west? Like, that's like every elf in every like fucking fantasy, right? It's like, it's always like that. I really enjoy the elves in Warhammer to be just a lot more grounded, a lot more stable, a lot more just terrifying, to be totally honest, as far as like their approach to warfare and everything like that. A lot more human-like, a lot more relatable. Yeah, the lore of the lore masters is the lore of the sword masters is Jedi. They're fucking Jedi. My books get published? I'll publish your book so fucking hard, Cube. You it. Making sure. Oh, I do know First Age Elves, Landon. I know way more about Lord of the Rings than you think here. Don't even try coming at me with this Valar action right now, okay? I know about the First Age Elves. I'm just talking about in their current iteration, Third Age into Fourth Age Elves are way less cool, and elves as a whole in that are way more like poetic and way more like, oh, you know, you talk about Silmaril and you talk about who's the High Elf Lord who dies because he doesn't get a lock of what's her name's hair. Like, I know about Lord of the Rings elves. They're foppish as fuck. I don't know, Kai. Just going contrary to my previous point, you should see the elves in what's it called? In Lord of the Rings. That's definitely a fallen empire. Like the blue elves that just don't really exist anymore because they've all moved to the west or they're all died off during the last battle. Feanor, thank you. All right, so let's take a look at these wood elves first. So, do I play tabletop tourneys? I do not, Gunther, but I will soon. So let's take a look at what we've got here. So I love this wood elf army already. So we've got some war dancers, some Astrai there, all over the place. 3 units of war dancers. And what are we playing against? These are Tomb Kings. So these guys will be really strong here because the war dancers themselves are anti-infantry. They're going to be able to just get up close and personal, mulch up some units. They do have really low armor here, so they do have to worry about the Hekaran warriors, which can in return mulch them up. So there is a lot going on there. Then you've got 3 units of, yeah. So 2 units of Treekin with the Firebark Elders here. These guys instill fire resist around them. In addition, I think they just have a... so just the Wildfire Aura. For some reason I thought they had the other one that gives you defense, Protector, Defender, whatever it is. I thought they had that as well, but they don't. But this is huge here because it allows for your Treekin as a whole not to just get focused down with any kind of range fire attacks, any kind of lower fire attacks as a whole. You also have the mighty Optimus Prime himself, Barkimus Prime Durthu here. Durthu is a great lord, a terrifying terror in his own right. God, I love that 8th edition rendition of him. But he does have his Lamentation of Despair. This is kind of a buggy approach, but if you use it while you're charging into a lord, you can do a considerable amount of damage. In addition to that, he has Sword of Daith, which allows him to do quite a bit of damage and lower the armor of things that are in an aura around him. So minus 30 to armor is pretty huge. He just kind of cleaves through things. Then we have, ooh, the Winterheart Guard. I think these are the guys with Guardian that I... You know what? Oh, Encourage. They have Encourage. I thought they had Guardian. So these guys are going to be buffing up the leadership of everything around them. So, now these guys are Eternal Guard. Eternal Guard are some of the best some of the best value low cost units, bottom tier units in the game. They have AP, they have anti-large, they have charge defense versus all, so they get a lot of really good benefits here. The Winterheart Guard are not seen too often in play, but I'm really happy to see them here. I think we have 4 total units of Winter Guard, helping to solidify that back line. A Branch Wraith over there. The Branch Wraith allows you to get some early heals into the game with some Earthblood. In addition to that, they also buff up the melee attack of units around them, so you want to keep them up close and personal in combat. Now we've got Glade Riders with Hagbane tips, more Glade Riders with Hagbane tips, and then normal Glade Riders. So a lot of skirmish play coming out from Sarmatian here. Now, King of the Dead has gone with a pretty wide And Vanguard deployed Tomb King's army, and I'm really excited to see this one kind of kick off. We've got some skeleton horsemen across the line here, all the melee variant, and then 2 of the range variants here. We've got 2 units of the Carrions kind of herring above the land here. The cool thing about these Carrion is that they are, you know, they seem very underwhelming. But their weapon strength is a whopping 40. They don't do much AP, but I mean, they're very low cost, just like Harpies, and that you can get a lot of really early, heavy, hard-hitting air-based damage across the battlefield. Now, as far as the rest of this line, it looks like we're seeing a large line of Tomb Guard. 1, 2, 3 Tomb Guard? Yeah, 3 units of Tomb Guard, a unit of warriors, another unit of spears. We have 2 units of Nehekar and horsemen, which are the anti-infantry-esque variant, not the full-on modifier, but they still do a heavy bit of damage. And they have 2 more Nehekar and horsemen. These horsemen are going to be in a really bad position here. I'm sorry, in a really good position, because the war dancers are in a bad position because they will just get completely murked by those horsemen. So they do have to watch out. Then you've got 2 units of skeleton chariots, some King Nekesh's Scorpion Legion, and then my favorite, Arkin the Black himself. What spells did he go with? It looks like he went with Soul Leech and Bit of Buna. A good kit, as always. Tell them to go for it. Check. Okay. Mike is still working fine. Let's get this this first battle kicking off here, huh, guys? Or second battle, I guess. This is to see if Sarmatian can come up from being 0-1 right now. King of the Dead is in the lead. King of the Dead is playing the Dead Tomb Kings, and Sarmatian is on the Wood Elves. So some early kind of skirmisher play here. Got the Hagbane tips kicking off over there. Got the Carrions already trying to shut down these Glade Riders, and it looks like Sarmatian is trying to screen them back into his Eternal Guard, which is a really good initial play. You've got the Nehekar and not horsemen, but the skeleton horsemen. There it is. Coming over here again, looking to do some screenplay into these Eternal Guard. So good early cav and skirmishing play. These Carrion are going to get completely mulched over here, but it does give these Nehekar and horsemen a chance to come up. These skeleton spearmen or horsemen a chance to really kind of close that noose. Now, this is an interesting play here because it looks like Sarmatian is going to be holding back. He's got the range. He's going to have things just kind of come to him. In fact, he doesn't have the range because there are no ranged units on the field. Uh-oh, Arkin the Black coming in here. Probably to summon some skeletons. Boom! Right there using Arkin's Tomb Blade, which now, rather than healing everything, summons up some skeleton warriors. Looking to get him up close and personal, slowly as he moves his entire army up the line. Those Nehekar and horsemen looking to kind of get a good purchase on the side over here for some good charges in. It's only a matter of time to see what happens here, guys. The rest of the Tomb King's army is kind of waiting in reserve, it seems like, kind of probing the defenses of the Wood Elves here. Check. Yep, Mike's fine. Skeleton horsemen archers just doing their thing on these Glade Riders with Hagbane tips. This is the only range that he's got of these 3 Hagbane, or 3 Glade Riders. So it's an interesting play here. Uh-oh. Got these guys charged into these Eternal Guard, and oh, yes. That is not going to be good. Chariots ripping through those War Dancers. You have Realm of Souls kicking off here. Realm of Souls is the unique ability here, as you can see at the top, for the Tomb Guard, or Tomb King. After every single subsequent charge of this, it does heal things and resurrect things, with the last one being one that summons up some of the mighty Ushabti. Alright, so the left flank is dealing with things. You got the Treekin jumped in. Durthu's ready to smack around some dusty bones. That Branch Wraith has jumped into the battle as well, and trying to shut down these skeleton chariots as fast as they can. You can see that those War Dancers, though, this one's okay. That initial one that took the charge already at half health. Uh-oh, a big old, like, rolling Bone Thunder over here. Tons and tons of our cavalry starting to come in on this left flank. Not looking good here for those Wood Elves. Trying to get you guys a nice shot of the battlefield here, so we can see the lines here are pretty well drawn. We have this big engagement going along. We have the Eternal Guard kind of holding things off the Treekin, kind of bashing things about. With their fire damage is really going to be a good use here. But you have those Nehekar and horsemen in the backline. It's going to be very, very dangerous here. It's going to be all about getting those Eternal Guard on proper placement to absorb those charges as best they can. Uh-oh. I didn't see what that was. Oh, it was an upgraded Earthblood kicking off here, keeping this entire front line hot and healthy. Another or the final thing of Realm of Souls kicking off here, resurrecting and healing more and more and more of our bone daddies. Arkan the Black here is just uncontested, cackling with it. Look at it. Look at him, dude. Just I serve Nagash, and I love Neferata. That's End Times lore if you don't know it. All right. Got these horse, or not horsemen, the Hekaran horsemen, the anti-infantry ones, the cav just jumping into these glade riders, putting them out of the fight. Still have these Eternal Guard trying to hold the line here. A big charge from these Hekaran horsemen. People wanted to say horse masters into these war dancers, which is not going to be good for them. They're sandwiched in between Tomb Guard and these Hekaran horsemen. Another sandwich coming in here from the Eternal Guard. This is going to be a little bit better of a placement for them, but boom, a return sandwich of more skeleton horsemen. It's just like boner, wood elf, boner, wood elf, boner, wood elf, all over the place. The Treekin are going to good use here. There's not a lot of anti-large on the battlefield to really threaten them, and Durthu is just slapping his root tentacle all over the place. Look at that, Hentai Poor going wild. The Treekin here, remember guys, these Firebark Elders do magic and do fire damage. So they're in a position to do quite a bit of damage to the entirety of the Tomb Kings. If Sarmatian can get him on Arkan the Black, that'll be pretty huge. But you do have 2 units of these chariots running wild in the background here. Oh, Durthu just rips it out. Flamed. Oh, another one. Boom. Dude, that was great. It ain't a sandwich, you keep stacking it. Lore Master of Sotek, come on man, you're from Texas. Texas toast is everywhere. You stack everything with Texas toast. Oh man. Things are going pretty wild over here. You've got this kicking off. Earthblood again keeping him in good health. Because that Branch Wraith is probably on his last leg. He's now cast, oh, is that Misfire Miasma? No, Sword of Daith. So Sword of Daith has kicked off for that -30 to army we talked about earlier. I think there's a little bit of Winds of Magic left for that Branch Wraith, but he's got to use it before he gets put into the dumpster here. Uh-oh, Spirit Leech kicking off from Arkan the Black. That's not going to be good here because their source of healing, their buff to melee attack, is now being put out of commission with that Branch Wraith slowly falling under. Uh-oh. Oh god, look at this. Look at this. Oh, there's so much charging going on right here. They're just like all these bones just rolling over those wood elves there. Now these Hekaran horsemen looking to jam them up there. We got some Ushapti jumping in. No, another summon. Yeah, Ushapti are jumping in here, looking to try and bring Durthu down. Ushapti here. This is the only ones on the battlefield, so let's take a look at them on the. Going all laggy. Ushapti do have anti-infantry and AP, which isn't going to be huge in this fight, but the AP very much will. Now, with all the Treekin kind of congregated here in this last stand of the Ents, it's going to come down to everything down at in this pivotal center area here. There's not much Wood Elf anything left. The Hekaran horsemen are just kind of scrubbing it clean at this point. You can see Arkan the Black has really kind of squeezed out over to here into relative safety, and I think Sarmatian is in for some trouble here. He is completely surrounded on all ends. The Treekin don't have really the leadership to hold up to this level of assault, and they are starting to rout off the tabletop here. Oh my god, I gotta take a breath there. Ooh. So a Spirit Leech on the Mighty Dearth. Not good. The Treekin here are wavering. Oof. Earthblood. Is the Branch Wraith back? That Earthblood get kicked off. I think you think I've been playing this game long enough that I would know such things. Oh. And I think that the balance of power is starting to very, very steadily shift into the favor of King of the Dead. Formation is just, I don't think he's going to be able to hold it together here as everything begins to rout off. Army loss is kicking in, and we have what looks to be a 2-0 win. I don't want to call it just yet. I mean, crazier things have happened. Sarmatian's pulled things back from pretty incredible things so far. Yeah, basically the biggest thing that happened here was the kind of continuous charging back and forth, right? You had all of those units of cavalry charging in headlong into the Wood Elves. You had all those units of chariots, both those units of chariots, going run amok all over the place. God, look at all those boners on bone horses. All those cav units, and oh Jesus, look at that huge tally. Look at that, it's all dead now. You have quite a bit of kills that were coming out from all of the cavalry. on King of the Dead's army here, but Durthu doesn't want to give up, and you know I got to give it to him. Durthu in and of himself is a pretty terrifying sight. He does those look at his profile. So he does magic attack. He's got AP. He's got plenty of armor and health to really kind of like last through a lot of this. But I think that there might just be too much on the battlefield. If he can, especially as up there, I think his leadership's starting to waver again. I would be very surprised if Durthu were to win this. Up, Spirit Leech is kicking in on him as well. That's not going to be too good. I think that might be the nail in the wood. Up, and the mighty tree is felled as Sarmatian falls out with King of the Dead pulling ahead 2-0. Man, that was a great first match here, guys. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, you can see the bulk of these kills, right? All from Hekarn Horseman at 47, 31, 14, 26. Damn, look at those. 111 total kills from the... 111? Yeah, 111 total kills from the Skeleton Chariots going just hog wild. Making sure my mic's still going. The Tomb Guard here, really great use of them because they're the only real threat to the Tomb Guard was the Eternal Guard. And they were fighting up against, a lot of the time, the War Dancers. And the War Dancers really can't put as huge of a dent into them. So they weren't able to get a ton of kills, but they were able to hold the line pretty hot and heavy. And allowed for the King of the Dead to really use his cavalry to good advantage and wrap up on his enemy. Sarmatian got 317 kills with Durthu, which is probably the most I've ever seen for Durthu. Like, holy shit. That is awesome. 105, 54, and 36 kills here from our lovely War Dancers, which is what, like 195 kills. Nothing to sneeze at, but I think if these were just simply Eternal Guard, they would have gotten a little bit better use, being able to just kind of provide a 360 anti-large threat, a 360 no-scope to King of the Dead. But Sarmatian, thank you so much for joining us here. Let's see if we can jump into a little post-mortem with them. No, it looks like Sarmatian isn't in the channel here, so we will jump on over to our next fight. Give me just 1 second here, guys. I'm going to be setting that up here. I'm going to swap over some assets, so I'm going to put you guys on a real brief, like 2-3 minute intermission. If you don't know already, 25% of all donations are going to go towards the winner. So at the end of this, I'll tally up everything, and 25% of that, after YouTube takes money out of it, of course, will go towards the winner, which at this point could be King of the Dead or someone else. So we will see what happens. So guys, hang tight here. We're going to get that second game going for you in just a little bit. I will also play music for you. Okay, we're back. Hey, whoa, how's that going there? All right, guys, thanks for, we got a poll that just jumped up here as well. And feel free to take part in that. The way that works is you can just go ahead and type in !vote 1, 0, or 2. You don't have to press the parentheses or anything like that. So we have our next contestants here. Xiphos versus Professor Pwn. Professor Pwn will be playing as Xiphos, making sure the proper scoreboard's up. Xiphos will be the Dark Elves versus Professor Pwn being the Vampire Counts, guys. This is a great way for Xiphos to reprise his appearance in Turin's tournament yesterday. He did unfortunately get disconnected, so hopefully he'll be able to join us all the way to the end of whatever match he goes into. Bender Smith covered from the weekend. Yeah, it sounds like it did, Anton. Add up what we're at right now. 45. I think. Trying to add up our total on the one sec, trying to add up everything we've gotten here as far as donations go, so I can give you guys at least like an idea of where we're at with that. So we're at basically 40, 60, 80, about 100 and some dollars, or 85, 87, 87 total dollars or so, guys. So 25% of that 87 will be going towards the winner here today. So just again, just kind of reiterate that. Make sure you guys know what that number looks like right now. The things are kicking off properly. See what we got going here. So we got like about 187 of you guys, 190, almost 200 guys here watching. Could I get a report? Whiskey Jack, I see that you're still here. What's our report? What's our likes to views ratio? I need a good number here. Yes, we do know that CA is supposedly going to be an update to all of these stuff coming, or all the old world ways. 136 viewers, 52 likes. Guys. Press that damn like button. It helps any YouTuber that you look at. I've explained this so many times before, but it's definitely worth noting because a lot of people don't know what the fuck it means. But if you press a like button, so think of it this way. There's a hierarchy. Google is all obsessed with this word called a quality score. If you're familiar with AdWords or PPC, you know what the hell this is. But basically, it's like saying, okay, hey, here is the title of something. Let's say it's dog fights. Dogs having a dog fight. And if there are likes that are associated with the video, it tells Google that this title matches the content matches the title because it's confirmed by likes and comments. So by giving likes, you basically are helping any YouTuber for free, basically, bump up in the hierarchy of the quality of their video. Okay, I said smash that like button. You just push that like button so far deep up me. Yes, no one likes dogfights, Black Phillip. That should be the only thing you dislike on YouTube. Looking like we're taking a long time here for this. Hopefully everything will be good. What do you mean, what is this Van Damme dancing? This is the only thing that matters. This is not a... Oh. Did you guys think this is Total War Warhammer 2? No, this is just Jean-Claude Van Damme dancing. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Ha, 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 ha. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Christian. I don't know what that translation is, or the Danish krone. The 50 Danish krones is about $8 in US. That puts us up to about $95 or so. So thank you very much, man. Looks like we'll get about $95 in the total pot here. I do not know. All right, Janet. Well, have a good one, dude. Valnir, thank you very much, man. Valnir tossed in 10 pounds. That's a pound, right? Yeah, because the euro's the E. And that's about, like it was, about a $1.50 translation right now, so about 15 bucks. So we're over $100 into the pot right now. 105. Cube nailed it. Good adding on your part, Cube. Did you hear Danish? I wish you heard. Have a good one, Janet. Thanks, you pro player. You pro playing son of a bitch, you. Danish krone is it's surprising that a DKK is 20 cents per DKK. Let's see. I'm a little concerned. What the hell's going on? Let's see here. We're going to jump in with Professor Pone. Professor Pone, you lagging the stream or what?
No, I'm sitting here. What do you mean? Why you gotta come at me like that?
Why you gotta swing out of nowhere? Just using your big American penis at me. Oh, okay, there we go.
You're all like, oh, it must be Pone's fault. Must be Pone's fault with this supercomputer. No, I've been sitting here since yesterday.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna jump out of here because it looks like you guys have finally loaded in. That's the load in. Now this is the actual internet load in portion. I don't even know what goes on anymore in this damn thing.
I don't know. I don't work for CA. I just play their games.
Dude, but imagine if you did. You'd be the only CA cop in the world.
It sounds like I would have very much difficulty balancing the jobs.
All right. Good luck to you. We'll see you out there. Let's see what that was. I didn't see how much that donation was for. Oh, for 235. Because I heard Danish. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Z. 235 added to the pool. Total of 107. Now, let us go over everything as quickly as we can, because I want to get you guys going with this one. Another one from Colonel. Colonel is just adding us up. 127? Thank you very much, Colonel. You are a kind god, a generous god. A simple offering of earth and water. Our first showing of Dark Elves on the stream here today, guys. So, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Come on, if I don't see my favorite Dark Elf unit, I'm just gonna quit the stream, guys. Well, while he sets up, I'll look up the other at our opponent's army, as both of them set up. So, Professor Pone here has gone with some skeleton warriors across the board. It looks like, yep, and yep. And this is a pretty common play here. Typically, when you go with vampire counts against Dark Elves, one of the, it's not a rookie mistake, but one of the easiest mistakes is to go with a heavy line of Tomb Guard. Graveguard. Graveguard are very, very strong in this matchup when it comes to an individual one-on-one basis. Take a look at them right here. The Sternsman here, this is the Graveguard Regiment of Renown. They regenerate, they have a little bit better stat line, but they do have a very substantial anti-infantry, and they don't have AP per se, but they do have 8 AP, which is pretty good for just your standard kind of rank and file here. But the big thing you want to go with is Graveguard with great weapons. These guys have your AP, your anti-infantry. They're basically undead executioners, right? They're just kind of roving through the battlefield. Now, if you go with a too narrow of an army and you go with too much Graveguard, you just give the Dark Shards way too many options to shoot at. So you want the Skeleton Warriors to kind of be there to kind of buffer things, get up close and personal and do some damage here. We've got the Corpse Cart with the Unholy Lodestone as well. The Unholy Lodestone replenishes hit points just in the same way as, oh god, a Mortis Engine. Jesus, a Mortis Engine does. The Vigor Mortis buffing the melee defense and your melee attack of things as I smack my own keyboard. This guy probably can't find the toilet paper when he goes to use the toilet at night, but that's worth noting about. Spice Weasel, thank you very much too, dude. Holy crap. I'm sorry I'm missing your messages. I will look at them in just a sec. Just killed my last student loan. I have a few bucks to spend. Holy shit. Congratulations, man. For those of you in the United States who have student loans, you know how huge that is. Now, Professor Pwn has gone with Manfred von Karstein, my replica in the Warhammer world, on a zombie dragon, backed up with some bats here. It's a really good here because the fell bats can really essentially screen the usage of Manfred von Karstein himself. The Dire Pack, and then 2 units of Blood Knights. Blood Knights, my favorite unit. People always ask me what's my favorite unit. It's Blood Dragon Vampires, or Blood Knights in this case. These are my favorite units in the game. Look at Vargeists on their face, on their shoulder and everything. Or AP, a little bit of ATP. Anti-large, they've got Frenzy. This is your hard-hitting anti-large unit for the entirety of the Vampire counts. Now, I'm going to tell them to get going as I talk about... as we talk about the Dark Elves. So the Dark Elves have a really nice front line of Dread Spears here, which is good. Xiphos is no fool, and he played to the fact that this is going to be a very wide army. And those... Oh, shit! This allows him to really kind of... You would drop the beard to be in a Warhammer world? Salem, if I meant to be a vampire, my favorite thing in the Warhammer world, yeah, this beard would go. But really good to hear these... Dread Spears are going to be able to threaten a lot of what is in Professor Pwn's armies. The Vargeist itself, or not the Vargeist, I'm sorry, the Zombie Dragon itself, all of the bats, well, which I don't think are actually anti-large, to be totally, or large to be honest. Yeah, they're still infantry sized. All of the Blood Knights. So there's a lot of really good use here. He went with a Supreme Sorceress of Fire, so he's got the Burning, or no, just straight old Fireball it looks like, and then Flaming Sword of Ruin gets that additional. Oh, my favorite. So this ability here, Arniz Paul's Black Horror, is an amazing, amazing wind spell here. Oh, dude, just shitting a fireball downrange of that Unholy Lodestone. Does he make it? Does he make it? Does he have the juke? Professor Pwn, boom! Quarter of its health lost. In addition to that, we have 3 units of Shades, something that you really don't see in high-level competitive play, but I'm stoked to see them here. They do really great AP damage. Looks like these are all just standard edition Shades, so there's no anti-infantry or AP in their melee capabilities. We've got the Witch Elves backing them up as well. 3 total units of Blackguard of Naggarond. These guys, of course, are your anti-large, your AP, just terrors in the night here. The personal henchmen and guardians of Malekith himself. They kind of get trained in like a Dark Elf Hogwarts level. Basically a Dark Elf Hogwarts. Oh, boom! Dude, that fireball is being used to great work. Going to mulch through it in the very early game is what it looks like, which is going to be an amazing advantage for Xiphos. Bellbats jumping in here, getting mucked up a little bit onto those Dread Spears, and the Shades themselves are no slouches in combat. That 40 weapon attack, or melee attack with 32 melee defense, they're not afraid of those Bellbats. But look who it is. I've come to save the day. Watch my breath attack! Boom! Didn't get a really good purchase onto the Shades. If it was abreast of them, it would have been a little bit better. Flaming Sword of Ruin kicking off here, allowing for some flaming attacks, additional AP to be kind of kicked off across the entire, well, circle, not battlefield. And you also have some Cold One Knights here waiting for me to drop down. As soon as I drop down, I'm going to be in a world of hurt. But those Shades are freed up to do quite a bit of damage here. The Fellbats have relinquished there. You've got the Skeleton Warriors duking off all of these Dread Spears. Fellbats just in their way. The Witch Elves are getting up close and personal. Oh, and look at that. The Shades have focused heavily onto the corpse card here. I think that the Supreme Sorceress is... She's not dead. Oh, yeah, she was almost dead, though. Woo! So that Supreme Sorceress is in bad... Oh, man. Skeleton Warriors coming up here. Just... Oh, man, and the total rear charge. We've got everything in the background here. Blood Knights. Uh-oh. The Blood Knights have a beautiful opening here. That Supreme Sorceress is not going to be able to really withstand that. You've got a breath attack probably kicking off here. What is this? Oh, Spirit Leech is going to kill the Sorceress here. She's trying to get her... Oh, and she got her wind attack off just in time. This is the Dark Elf school I was talking about. It rips through more lightly armored, but does quite a bit of damage to that heavy armor there. Man, Xiphos was caught out pretty heavily. Had a big, nice open gap here that the Blood Knights were able to just push through. Now... I am pretty well uncontested here in the back line. I've summoned up zombies to kind of help screen myself as I just kind of rampage through the base Dark Elf line here. I've pushed through with my Sternsman now. This is going to be pretty challenging now for Xiphos, I think. And you see what happened here is the Witch Elves were able to... I always call it tank, and everyone kind of says it's not tanking. I think I know what tanking is. But they were able to tank and lock down the Blood Knights so that you could get the Black Guard of Nagaron on them. Those Blood Knights are going to be out of commission real fast now. This is happening again over here with these Blood Knights again as they get kind of tanked and locked down by these Witch Elves for more Blood Guard, or Black Guard to get into them. Blood Guard would be such a cool name for a unit. We still have quite a bit of vampire counts on the battlefield. The balance of power, though, is in the Dark Elves' favor. Even though they've lost their Supreme Sorceress, we've got 3 full units of Blackguard still up and running. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. All at full health. Each and every one of them can completely destroy the Sternsmen, which are now being plucked apart by AP damage from the Shades. These Witch Elves are in a really good position here. They're waiting and hoping that Manfred von Karstein, that I myself, drop down on the battlefield. If that happens, the Witch Elves will get a hold of them, poison Manny, keep them down on the ground, and allow those Black Guard to get a chance to wrap around. Uh-oh. Professor Pone's going for a breath attack here. Right down the line. Oh, Xiphos just squeezes it out. Oh, man. And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but right there, I mean, that could have been pretty punishing. I think Professor Pone is not doing is not going to have too many. Oh, boom! That sorceress lived? I thought she completely died. Oh man, look at that! That's some crazy shit. But I do not take such things lightly. I am going to eat those Dark Elves. There it is. The sorceress is now down. But still, I think there's just too much damage done to the entirety of the Vampire Count's army. All that's really left here, the biggest threat in the battlefield, are these Graveguard with great weapons. But there's enough Blackguard to really do threats to them. There's enough Shades to even just neutralize them through ranged power alone. And the Shades are still well above 50% ammunition as well. So I think as a whole, the Professor Pone has got his work cut out for him. What he's going to have to do is shut down, is breath attack one Shade, jump into close combat with the Shade with another Shade, and try and neutralize them as best he can, and cycle charge whatever he can after that. But I think that things are just, it's a little too late at this point. Yeah, guys, that fireball, remember, Kinder Flame, the way the Kinder Flame works is it does neutralize anything that gets hit by a fire attack. It neutralizes their fire resistance, so it reduces it with each, and it stacks, so each fireball does more and more and more damage. Oh man, Manfred von Karstein has fallen, and that is the entirety of the Vampire Count's army as Xiphos pulls ahead 1-0 against Professor Pone. Professor Pone took a really fun army there. I mean, I actually really enjoyed it, and I thought that he would have been off to a better start than what we saw there. But it looks like Xiphos was still able to pull ahead. That just kind of goes to show you that Dark Elves can deal with pretty much any situation, especially when they've got that many Blackguard. That's their elite unit. That's the one that's just going to be like just harrying the battlefield. Okay. Scoreboard is updated. Let's take a look here. Skeletons did their part, right? They weren't supposed to get a lot of kills. They were just supposed to really kind of plug up and cause damage to the rest of the front line for Xiphos. And it did a good job. I mean, 135 kills, though, on those Dread Spears, 100 on another one. Those are all skeleton kills. So they did their job. They just neutralized a lot of their damage. But you can still see that Professor Pone didn't really get a ton of damage out with anything else. I mean, Manny himself did 78. 73 by that one unit of Blood Knights, and then the Great Weapons, which are, of course, the biggest threat on this entire battlefield for the High Elf front line. Colonel donating another $20. Colonel's just making it rain today. He wants that prize pot to be fat, and he is making it fat. Well, we're at 150, 147, guys? Do you guys know now? Here we go, Xiphos. Here we go. So, let's jump into our next fight here. Go for it when you're ready. Hey, Ritual, what's up, man? Thank you for subscribing, Sean Scott. Oh, 156 viewers, 93 likes. We're getting there, but guys, we need more. You got Colonel rolling in the dough over here, shooting it off at us, trying to get that fat prize pool going. You got to get them likes going, guys. I mean, you don't really need to, but damn if it's not helpful. Skaven versus Wood Elves. A second play of Wood Elves here. I know for a fact what Xiphos is going to pick next after this, so I hope it goes to a game 3. My pension has to go somewhere. Well, if you actually are military, thanks for your service, man. My brother's in the Navy, so. I need to wrestle Gobbo King? No, dude. Gobbo King would win, bro. Because Gobbo King is, he's going back to, I think he re-enlisted for SF. So he showed me his push-up regiment, and I'm doing it as well, and it's beastly. But that guy can do, like, I think he's got, like, 80 push-ups in 2 minutes, and I'm like, I did 40. I did half of that. But, I mean, Gobbo can't lift 210 kilos. I can. Why are vampires bald? Just so manly? Yeah, it's just there's a third round of testosterone that produces when you're dead. Just pops through. Does push-ups help your micro? I don't know. My hands never hurt whenever I do anything, so it helps me somewhat. Color commentating in turn calling play-by-play on an analyst desk. Wait, Daniel, have you not seen that? You've seen that, right? You've seen the Ever-Chosen? That's exactly what happens. I color commentate, and I also add in what I can, and Turn does the play-by-play. Oh shit, what was that? Given picked, I donate. From Valnir, a £10, which is again another 15, so we're at what, like 155, 160? Thank you very much, Valnir, man. Dude, Valnir, I have some really good music I gotta send you too. If you're not already on the Discord, Valnir and I share quite a bit of music, so you can see plenty there. Sotek, you're there, right? I just saw you respond. You're there. Maybe you can answer this because I know it's going to come up. Trust me, it's going to come up with something I'm about to post. Why don't elves? Why are elves not vampires? I know in Genevieve there's a dwarf that's a vampire. Our first elf that's a vampire is Aldaya, whatever her name, who becomes the the new god of the dead for the elves. But why is it that elves are not commonly vampires? From the way I've been able to understand it is that the elixir of blood from Neferata is not like made with elf blood in mind, so it doesn't take to it. And I've heard also that it's a human disease, so it doesn't partake or doesn't go to elves. I've also heard that since elves are preternaturally long and living and already kind of haughty individuals, they don't need to be vampires. What is? I haven't been able to find any kind of lore, anything that says that they cannot, but I know that what's her name, Aldra, whatever the hell her name is in End Times, is the very first elf vampire. Go, Stefan, you're here now. Who cares? Who cares what you've missed? What races can be vampires? Black Phillip, from what I understand, it is almost exclusively, always, almost only elves, or humans. There is one dwarf in Genevieve that I know of, and there's one elf in the End Times that I know of. But everyone else, the older race, the elder races don't become vampires. Whew. If halflings can be vampires, can ogres be vampires? That'd be sick. That was another thing, Cube, that elves didn't want to sully their blood with orc blood. So we have Professor Pone playing as the Skaven, and then we will also have, not King of the Dead, Xiphos playing as the Wood Elves here, guys. This is our round 2. With Xiphos ahead 1, if Xiphos wins here, he goes on to the finals fighting against King of the Dead. Well, that's true. She is the incarnation She absorbs one of the slivers of Aerith Kjal, right? She isn't like the direct incarnation. Or correct me if I'm wrong. Because I know that like at the end of Nagash, like Manfred was like super pleased with Eldraya, and that's why he made her a vampire. And then like we just see her wake up in a coffin, and she's like, "I'm a fucking vampire." Yeah, the map did not change, but I should have checked that. That's honestly on me. Professor Pone's like, I don't give a shit. I failed no one. Okay, so Professor Pone says I gave Professor Pone the option since he didn't set it, so he allows it. So we will go ahead with this. Let's take a look at our two armies. We'll start with Professor Pone's army. Ooh. You'd imagine like dinosaurs being vampires. No, I can't go, Stefan. There are no lizardmen vampires. Not a one. Lizardmen are already cold-blooded. So I had heard that as well, Stotek, that like their blood is anathema to like vampire blood. But I see what you're saying here. Dwarfs on the other are incredibly magically resistant, thus the curse of vampirism has a virtually impossible chance to infect. Genevieve's story screws with a lot of modern lore just considering her alone. Well, yeah, and that's something I actually want to talk to you later about, is Drakenfels and Genevieve, and how all of that lore comes out in like 1990. So it's like right at the turn of when Warhammer Fantasy was transitioning away from like the dungeon delving Dungeons and Dragons style fantasy into its own very well developed, well thought out mythos. Okay, let's take a look at Professor Pone's army. He's got a nice little contingent of clan rats and some Skaven slaves here. 2 units of slaves, 1, 2, 3, 4 units of clan rats here. Then he's got 2 units of rat ogres. Rat ogres are probably one of my favorite units in the Skaven roster here. They are AP, they do frenzy, and they're a really great unit to just get up close and personal and muck up a lot of things. Against wood elves, they can be pretty powerful, and they can do a really good job of just kind of disorienting the foe. Now, he's also got 2 units of Storm Vermin with shield. This is going to be great here as just a good screen for his Gutter Runner slingers with poison. He's also going to be using Skrulk Daddy himself. Look at that Skrulkster. Liber Bubonicus on his back. Look at that guy. Let's see what spells he went with. It looks like Bless with Filth, which is a really strong, really good poison here. Does quite a bit of damage. Vermintide to summon up some additional clan rats. And then lastly, Pestilent Breath. A great kit here. Then just 1 Plague Claw Catapult, 1 Warp Lightning Cannon, 3 units of a Storm Vermin with Halberd there. So 2 units of clan rats with spears, and then 1 unit of Storm Vermin with halberds, your AP, your anti-large unit of this entire army. Now, as far as Xiphos goes, he went with a nice, big, fat vanguard of dryads. That is a lot of dryads. That's 3 units of dryads. Some wild riders in here. Wild riders have a really cool high physical resist. There it is. They have a nice 20% fat physical resist. They are Vanguard. They do have Frenzy, so they're going to be able to dish out a lot of damage here to Skaven, which don't historically have a lot of really good answers to them outside of, obviously, spears and halberds, but they can do quite a bit of damage even through that. Now, an interesting choice here is a Waystalker. I don't think I've seen this in high-level play very much at all. And this guy is awesome because of this ability right here. Arrow of Kurnos is very, 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 very strong. You can use it to just pretty much murk a lord in conjunction with Hawk's Precision, which allows him to get quite a bit of range on everything. Now you have Sisters of... Nope, just Clade Betters. And more Wild Riders over here. More Glade Riders over here. And then more. So 2 more units of Dryads, another unit of Wild Riders. More War Dancers. And then, of course, a Glade Lord. Now, Glade Lord does not have Prey of Anothrama? Oh, he does. He does. This is going to be the big thing here, is right? Prey of Anothrama will reduce missile resistance by 22%. What's going to happen here is the 1-2 combo. Prey of Anothrama on Lord Skrulk. Oh, wow. Ooh, those just missed. If those had landed, they would have blown up those Warp Lightning Cannons, which would have been pretty huge. Ooh. Warp Lightning Cannon, though, is chosen the Waystalker as its new... Faced! That was brutal. Lord Skrull coming out of the entire fight here. Not advised, but dangerous indeed. You got the Glade Riders just trying to harrying the back line here, getting some initial shots in. Skrulka's running ahead, all running amok. Now you can see here that Warp Lightning Cannon 1 is already out of the fight here. That Waystalker can do quite a bit of damage. It's got a lot of abilities that can target those and knock them out. But they have already routed off, so the damage from them is no longer a worry. Plague Claw Catapult here, trying to get some additional damage on the Glade Riders, but this is a very interesting, very different army for what I typically see with Wood Elves, especially against Skaven. So I'm very curious to see how this kind of plays out. Skrull kind of running back to the safety of his own army. Wild Riders charging into these Skaven slaves, just routing them off the table. Now the Gutter Runners with Poison are going to help keep those Glade Riders in submission, so that is important to realize. But these Rat Ogres chasing down these Way Watchers. And this is the big thing with Rat Ogres, you can use them to chase down a lot of different things. I always kind of use them to either screen and defend my Lord, or just kind of harass and attack. As you can see, the Wild Riders jumping onto these Rat Ogres as well. Now the Rat Ogres, while very strong in their damage, they do not stand up to much. They don't have the highest defense. Look at them. They only have 26 melee defense, and their armor is quite low at 30. So you do have to be very wary of them, and their leadership is definitely lacking. So you have to really be able to do whatever you can to keep them well protected, but you can use them to catch things out very well. Now the Dryad army is kind of starting to form up here as we get some movement now in. Ooh, we got a Spellsinger of Life kicking in. Now, I don't know if we've missed it, but that Prey of Anothrama combo is going to be really dangerous for Skrull. That Waystalker can almost KO that Skrull if it gets kicked off. Man, you can see that Waystalker's shots are like a ballista. It just cleaves through things. Ooh! Right into that pack of Dryads there. Dude, see, there it is. Again, just ripping right through. Woo! Looks like we've got Dwellers from below right there. Or that's not Dwellers. Sorry, that's the other one. Alright, and the Dryads have now made contact. They'll be very good against the Clan Rats because they do have a very high amount of armor. They do a good amount of melee attack here. So, they will be able to get some damage in. It's just when you get to the heavier armored units, oh man, a bad place for that Spellsinger to be. Those Storm Vermin are going to just eat her up. And get a whole surveillance of the battlefield. See that we've gotten some Clan Rats summoned over here. Spellsinger of Life is not in a good position here. Got a little health kicking off here, trying to keep them all alive. She just fell down to some Storm Vermin. And then all three of the heroes and lords are in a really bad spot. Those Storm Vermin are really looking to just do some ton of damage. Skrulk just kind of sitting in the background, just cackling about. Dryads winning this kind of side fight over here, though, which is very good. If they can continue to push through that portion and then into the greater center. fight in the center, things will be a little bit better, I think, for the Wood Elf. But right now, they're about to lose their Glade Lord, and that is not good. Oh! Not going to do a ton of damage here because that was nerfed in a couple patches, ago. So if that had been Dwellers of Below, it would have just pretty much ripped up that entire unit of Storm Vermin here. Liberbookbonicus. Which spells? Blessed Filth. There we go. That's going to be getting. That's going to slow him down with some poison. So things are very, very. Oh. Man, I thought that was going to hit Skulk dead on, just like KO him. I think Xiphos might have bit off a little bit more than he can chew here. There's quite a lot of elements in the battlefield, and it looks like things aren't moving as in tandem as they were with his Dark Elf play. Got a whole unit of Dryads just chilling here. That'll be able to jump across the line and help do some damage. Because this unit of Dryads, this unit of War Dancers, are doing good work. They're getting some good damage in. One unit of Way Watchers still online, almost out of ammunition though. So, and those. Oh man! As soon as Skrulk falls, I think it'll be a landslide then for Xiphos after that, because Skrulk is right now starting to waver, getting plenty of damage in him. Oh! There it is. Legolas himself trying to pluck some arrows into this guy. Let's see what happens. Your Watcher's just running and shooting. Legolas, what do your elf eyes see? Uh-oh, he might be able to come back. I think the Lord has been completely killed. Yeah, he's right there. Blade Lord is out. Oh no, that's just a normal one. He's not on the map anymore.
This way, fool.
Man, oh, the Lord's out here. Look at that little wily bastard. Oh man, that Pestilent Breath was so well timed. I think that Xiphos should have kept a unit on Skrulk here. Actually, even the Waystalker, just getting that damage out there. Oh man, that is another Blessed with Filth here. But I might be a little too late here, as this unit of Storm Vermin is starting to break apart. They do have another unit of Storm Vermin that are going to get mulched up, or not mulched up, at least tackled down by those Dryads. But Wild Riders coming in, plummeting into these Skaven, sending them flying. Woo! Oh man, Xiphos, I don't know if he can pull it out right here. I'm sorry, I meant Professor Pwn. I don't know if Professor Pwn can pull it out right here. It's definitely down to the wire here. Oh, our army loss is going to kick in? No. We're all good. I thought that a lot of this was starting to flee off. Another summon of Clan Rats? Yep, another summon of Clan Rats. They have to get Lord Skulk down fast. Man, I think that those big shots are kind of being wasted right now. On Skrulk, it would just immediately kill him. He's so close. The Waystalker and him are just kind of duking it out over here. Legolas, and there's just the master of the Skaven. Oh no! It looks like the balance of power is now starting to shift pretty heavily in Professor Pwn's favor. Oh my god, this is so close with these two. I just feel like he's going to die on his own accord at this point. Oh, yeah. A valiant charge. The Lord comes in to get his justice. Oh, man. Look at him hunting him down. He's out of ammo, so he has to just get up close and personal. Oh, my God. I think it's just going to happen. And there it is. Xiphos just pulls it out. Right at the last minute there. Makes eye contact. Pulls out all over the place. Oof. So the Wood Elves had a really unique army there. I mean, Xiphos had things that are really down to the wire there, but Xiphos still pulled things out. 110 kills, 98 kills from his Glade Lord and from the Waystalker. Man, 221, 160, plenty of kills from those Wild Riders. Like I was talking about, those Wild Riders have that 20% physical resist. So even though they could be up against things that are typically a little bit more dangerous for cavalry, they're able to resist their way through it a little bit better than just, say, you know, your typical lighter cav that would get eaten up a little bit easier by anti-large or AP. But the War Dancers were used to a great effect, 156 kills. Each one of these Dryads, 43, 126, 85, 66. Great return on investment. I think they're around 800 points. So he got a really good use out of them. Just a really amazing army from Xiphos here. Professor Pwn went with a little bit of a typical Skaven army, right? Nice big blocky formation there, trying to defend his his artillery pieces, 36 and 8 kills from his artillery pieces. They weren't able to get out a ton of damage to individual units, but they were able to get it out to individual lords, focusing on the lord and the Waystalker quite a bit to get them out pretty low in health. I mean, that lord just held out. Oh, Dryads are 550. Thank you for correcting me off, Beaton. The Glade Lord was able to just hold out that last bit before falling, and that was pretty crazy. All right, and 80 kills from our Stormbringer with halberds there. So we have the end of our second match here. It looks like it's going to be Xiphos against King of the Dead, a rematch, I believe, of the opening fight from Turn's tournament on Sunday. So we're going to take a quick little 2-3 minute break here. I'm going to set up some creative assets so we get a new scoreboard going here. But it looks like our winner here is Xiphos, moving into the last round with King of the Dead. So guys, just kind of stay tuned. Hang tight. We'll get a quick little intermission going here, and we'll get everything going. Give me 1 sec. I'll get music. Don't worry, I'll get music. Music's coming. The music's coming. This one's good. We're back. That needs to do that. Okay, stop it. There we go. We just make sure the armies are okay. Yep, everything looks good. Song. One of that last one. There you go. There you go, Salem. All right, guys. So we're up to about $150 total in the pot, I believe. I'm probably wrong. So let's see what we've got here as far as some of the. Let's take a look at the poll for one. Let's go ahead and stop that. Do you want to notify the chat of the winning option? Absolutely. So poll closed. Let's take a look who is. So Throg would win with 8 votes, huh? You guys think that Throg would beat Grimgor in a Grimgor and the Strigoi Ghoul King in a in a wrestling match, huh? All right, I'll allow it. We rolling. They would off hating. We need more Skaven. Does anyone know who Garlic Jr. is? I mean, come on, it's Sparty's twin. By the way, go Xiphos. Do you mean like I know Garlic Jr. from Dragon Ball Z? Who's Garlic Jr.? Just killed my last student loan. Spice Weasel again, dude. Congratulations. Here we go, Xiphos. Here we go. And Skaven picked I donate. Those are our big things that I missed. I want to make sure I covered them. Take a look in a book. So we have our finals here, guys. King of the Dead versus Xiphos. Things are gonna go off. Man, I should have posted this on Reddit, but fuck it, whatever. Really get a good cockfight going, I might. When I played Beastman. Okay. Yeah, Xiphos' last pick was going to be High Elves. He was doing nothing but elves. So I was down for it. I was hoping we'd get to our my High Elf bros. So another Beastman play. We got another thing of vampire counts. Xiphos and King of the Dead going to be going hog wild here. What's our likes to views right now? If I can get a report on that, Whiskey Jack. Reset this. Ooh. Got another poll coming your way. All right, new poll is up and going. 137 viewers, 102 likes. Guys, we can do more. I believe in you. Yeah, I told him that too. Prof P, I said, hey, his last pick is High Elves. And he said, well, let's hope this doesn't go to a 3. So, you guys would have had to duke it out to see who chooses a different one. Or I just would have allowed a mirror match. I think it would have been cooler if you guys did a mirror match. All right, Dr. Z. Well, thanks for donating, man. And thanks for joining us, dude. I always appreciate you having you in the audience. Or cat over here. Cat. You guys see that sweet Warhammer 40,000 calendar right there? There. All right, Dr. Z, have a good one, dude. All right, they're all set. They're getting going. Let's see how this goes. Come on, boys. Help to support this brand new kind of entertainment. Colonel throwing in another $20 donation. That puts us up to just shy of 200. I think we're at 180. Thank you very much, Colonel, man. You've like bankrolled the entire donation pool pretty much, for the exception of course, Spice Weasel, Valnir, Sea Bison, Bat Cow. Thank you guys all very much for your donations. Dr. Z did as well. Back's all locked up. These flash tournaments have been sick lately. Well, Kai, I'm glad you're enjoying it, dude. I want to do more streaming anyway. So maybe not only flash tournaments. I'll have more quick battles streaming. Maybe 2-3 times a week instead of the 1 or 2 that I sometimes do. My schedule's just been kind of hectic lately. I've been trying to just keeping things on the up and up. Keep thinking there's a fucking cat. There is a cat. Oh, hello, Ninja. You may not come in. You guys want to see Ninja? That's Ninja. He's actually a really cool cat. And I don't like cats, but it's the only cat that I like. Cat right here. He is Ninja. He is cat in my hand. He is Ninja. See, I just felt him in my room. Getting close to it. I'm sickly, like I'm deathly allergic to cats. Sometimes, like, I'm not paying attention, and he just, like, scoots across the entire door. I'm like, okay. No, I don't like cats, man. Looks like Xiphos is having some trouble loading in, so hopefully everything's okay. How about a tournament with players who don't know what they're doing? This isn't the show Nailed It. No one would be interested, I feel. Let the cat in. No, like I said, I'm allergic to cats, so I basically just live with a Benadryl bottle by my side at all times. Aha! Things have moved to the next stage. Pro player Janet on occasion is back in the world. Alright, later, Sotek. Have a good one, dude. Not this week, Rich Roll. I have to start working on my next Primarch video. Alright. I am a generous god. God. 300 is like... If you just kind of like obviously watch Turin's videos or watch my videos, you hear like the level of references we make. We've been making those references for probably like 10 years. Horus is going to be last, Ritual. Who is the next Primarch? It will probably be... I want to do Conrad Kurz so early. It might be Corvus Corax. I'm not sure. I have to decide. Okay. So let us talk about King of the Dead's army. He's gone with, again, the 3-line of Bestigor... Jesus. 3-line of Bestigor Herd. One of them, of course, being, again, the Koroks Man Rippers here. We've talked about this before. AP, anti-large, very strong unit, very good unit here. In addition to that, 2 units of Spearmen with... We didn't go over these guys at all, but the Drakvald, the Destroyers of the Drakvald, they've got poison, so they're a little bit more of an intimidating foe, and on top of it, they've got stock, so they're a little bit harder to find. I believe they've got stock. Then he, since he is playing against Vampire Counts, he went with a Razor Gore Chariot, which is going to be a pretty interesting choice here, because it's not going to have much opposition, but... That was a better choice. Does anti-infantry, does AP, so it has a lot going for it. That the only things that can contest it are Blood Knights and Spearmen. Now, a Giant, which is a very, very, very popular pick against... Look at that guy. Look at it. Oh my god. Look at him. Oh, I'm a Giant. Now, it is a popular pick against the Vampire Counts because it does anti-infantry and AP. So, yeah, it is anti-infantry. I thought I had a little button, though. So it is a really good choice, and it is hard to bring down. Brave Shaman of Wild here. And it doesn't look like they've done anything except for the Mantle of Gorok. Oh, and Brace Scream, Brace Scream's really strong because it does really good damage even against armored units, but I'd actually try to use it against lightly armored. And then, of course, Morgor Shattergrave. And 2 frontline of these, both with throwing axes, which is going to be really great threat to anything flying because of the AP damage coming out of these guys. And lo and behold, we've got 2 Terrorgeists here. Well, 1 Terrorgeist, and then Manny von Karstein on his zombie dragon. For those of you that are German, I'm sure you can support the fact that it's not von Karstein, it's von Karstein. Since so many of you guys are wondering why I say that. So we have some Skeleton Warriors, more Skeleton Warriors, and more Skeleton Warriors. We have the Koenigsegg Stalkers here, which also have poison attacks as well. Also a really awesome looking unit. A lovely Mortis engine, some Spearmen, and then 2 units of Blood. 1 unit of Blood Knights. 1 unit of Blood Knights. Just 1 unit of Blood Knights. And then the Graveguard with great weapons. This is going to be a pretty interesting one for Xiphos here. He only has got really 4 real access to anti-large, and he's going to be up against quite a bit. Go for it. But Nathaniel Garlow was not up. Well, okay, I get what you're saying, Colonel. He technically is. See, there we go. Soul Crusher knew what I was talking about. So the early play is kicking off here. We have some Cendagore action kind of jumping in. You can kind of be mindful of the amount of clicks over here, guys. Like, if you're wondering how to get to that level of play, like, you can see how much micro goes into managing each individual unit. Like, I watched Turin play, and he clicks things 15 times in one direction. Sehr gut, ja. And getting those Fellbats in there to just... Basically, the point of this was just to kind of keep those Cendagores from being able to move around the battlefield so freely. They're not going to be able to really threaten them, but again, you're trying to lock them down so you can use your Terrorgeist and your Zombie Dragon to better effect, get them where you want them to be on the fight. Oh, breath attack! Just missing here. Not doing a ton of damage to those guys, but ooh, doing quite a bit here to the Korok Manwhippers. Now that giant is going to have some juicy targets coming here pretty soon. You've got to charge in here from these Chaos Spawn onto these... Oh, these Skeleton Warriors running away from it. But I think they're going to get caught out. You've got to jump in here on the Razor Gore Chariots. Being kind of locked down a bit by the bats. Got some summoning of some zombies. You got the Blood Knights jumping in here. The one thing the Razor Gore Chariots didn't need to deal with is that Blood Knight, and Blood Knights, and there they are. They're having to deal with it pretty hard and fast there. Now, we've got the dragons jumping in and out, in and out, in and out. That's how you want them to be used, ideally. It's just purely in a harassment kind of standpoint. Now, he's pulled the Chaos Spawn back around a little bit so that hopefully Xiphos can get a charge in there with his Spearman if he wants. They are summoned Chaos Spawn, so they will degenerate over time. Having them attack those Skeleton Warriors is a better target because they're not high value return. But boom, boom, man, look at those Razor Gore Chariots coming in. Farmer John himself is cracking the whip of those Baconators. But using those Fellbats to try and help lock them down, make it so there's a little bit more mass and they can't push through as easily. Mortis Engine coming in to reinforce those Graveguards with great weapons to help with that AP is going to be pretty huge here. Now, the Giant's going to start getting in, waffle stomping things. But those Blood Knights, if they can get on that Giant, they can start doing some considerable amount of damage. But ooh, Invocation to Heck kicking off. Kevin Pope, thanks for subscribing. And Invocation to Heck is pretty timely here as you saw those Blood Knights just starting to have an issue with their morale and starting to debilitate. Now, the Terrorgeist is just Beastman deep in quite a bit of action here. Got a breath attack coming out. Oh, yeah. Pour it on. Now, remember, guys, these are undead. So when they drop down to low morale, they don't flee, but they start to take damage over time. Summoning up more zombies here, trying to muck up this lane as best they can. Trying to pull out that Terrorgeist, getting as much as they can to kind of keep all the focus here. The big fight is right here. You got Manfred von Karstein in here. You've got, you've got Morgor Shadowgrave right here, and the Giant and the Terrorgeist. This is kind of like an all-in moment right here. Trying to push those Blood Knights in to get a better purchase on something that's large. They can really crack some skulls here. And this fight's going very well. The Mortis Engine is helping to keep stuff alive on this end of the battlefield. The Koenigsegg Stalkers are putting some hurt into the Korok Man Rippers, but the big thing that's doing the damage here are these Graveguard. But they are slowly starting to get battered away by their conjoined forces. Again, Bestigors here, guys. They do have that AMP, so they're going to be able to do quite a bit of damage over to those Graveguard. Now, Manfred von Karstein. Oh! It's just getting walloped in the back by this giant. Woo! Oh, ho, ho, ho. Sonic Scream, Sonic Boom, the Terror Scream coming out from the Terrorgeist right here. Not doing a ton of damage, but it is just trying to get some additional shots in. The Mortis engine coming in to help try and save the day. If there's any winds of magic left, Invocation to Heck is going to be so timely right here. I think we have that mantle kicked off here on Gork. No. Thought so. But I was wrong. The giant just kind of lumbering and chasing after Mighty Manfred von Karstein. The Terrorgeist coming in there to just kind of segue that a little bit. Because if you can keep Manfred back up in the air, he can regain some winds of magic. Oh. Oh. Gonna double team on this. Oh, and the Blood Knight charge into him. That's going to be so huge right here. Look at that. Look at that giant just starting to have a hard time with stuff. He's got a minus 30 to armor now. Even though he's going to be able to dish out a ton more damage. Oof. Oof. Oh, man. Xiphos just squeezes Manfred von Karstein out of there. Because that armor reduction was huge. But he's going to be dealing out so much more. 44 melee attack. More likely to hit. Huge increase to AP. Huge increase to just raw weapon damage. It is a pretty hairy situation here. Morgur is at full health. You still have a Bray Shaman that's kind of bucking around the wild there. Sorry, guys. I'm going to give you guys a nice kind of top-down view of everything. A lot of the scarier elements of the Beastman army have been neutralized, but still by no means are they out of the fight. They still have quite a bit, and actually the balance of power is still pretty even. I feel personally like it's a little bit more in the Beastman's favor, but putting one or two of these flying beasts out of commission is going to be pretty huge here. Jack Ryan was saying those chariots better get to work, but the chariots are having a hard time just getting terror-routed non-stop here. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Blood Knights just chasing down the Senegors. The fiendish, perversive fiends that they are. Just going for non-stop sex parties, because that's all that Senegors do. Man, and look at this. The giant is struggling to stay alive. You got the 2 units of spearmen on it. I think that's going to be it. Matt Blankenship, thanks for subscribing, man. Morgur is still in good health, though. They need to put down Morgur as soon as these... and honestly, the Mortis engine is keeping up everything over here. The Terrorgeist has fallen, unfortunately, by the combined might of the Giant and Morgur. But I think that with Manfred being able to regenerate health up in the air and the Giant falling, we might see this fall to the Vampire Counts in time. I think that there's one more breath attack that Manfred can do, and I think it's coming out right now. Oh, and it was a real well-placed one here on the Bestigor herd. Knocked up about half of what was left of their health, which is pretty good. Leaves them in pretty terrifying terror route range. The Giant has fallen. Skeleton Spearman just kind of picking its dead body apart as the flying Terrorgeist drops... Not Terrorgeist. Jesus Christ. Zombie Dragon drops down. Now, Morgur and this Zombie Dragon are going to be in for quite the duel, I think. But that Mortis engine is going to be able to keep things up and healthy if it gets engaged properly. Arcane Conduit? Oh no! Master of the Black Art, so it is basically like an Arcane Conduit kicking off. Going to hopefully get another Invocation to Heck in here. Maybe even a summon. And that summon would be pretty timely here, is being able to lock down the remaining forces of the Beastmen. Cycle charging onto the things that are going to help out the most, knocking apart the rest of the army here. These cycle charges can actually just do their job alone by simply terror routing or knocking off what's left of their health. Getting some zombies to tar pit. Oh, completely broken unit of destroys a Drakvald there. Shattered entirely. And there, I think this is the Alpha Strike here. We've got the Mortis engine kind of coming in. the zombies to kind of help muck up the Morgr Shadowgrave. And Morgr's health or leadership is dropping pretty steadily. But Manfred von Karstein is still surrounded by nothing that would really be a threat to him, now that I look at it. Mortis Engine coming in here, trying to use its ability to constantly regenerate health, keep things up and running. Oh, Spirit Leech on Morgr. That's a pretty good timely use there. Xiphos is holding on here. Xiphos is trying to kind of get this last bit in, but I still think that this is... The balance of power is 50-45. I would say 60-40. 60% in the way of the vampires, 40% in the way of the beastmen, but I just don't think the beastmen have enough on the battlefield to get anything done. With another summon of zombies, it looks like. Oh, right here. They're just trying to tar pit things. Yep. There you go. That's going to keep everything locked down so he can jump through everything on his massive bone dragon. And by bone dragon, I mean zombie dragon. And I think that does it. That puts it in the a nail in the coffin here. All that's left is Morgr, and I don't think he can stand up to the combined shambling zombie hordes, Spearman, Mortis Engine, and Manfred von Karstein himself. Stranger things have happened though, so let's just kind of hang tight here and see what happens. It's shifted another 10% into the favor of the vampire counts. King of the Dead is just holding on to the bitter end here. He loves his beastmen. Oh, Pentagor's coming in. Stuff kind of rallying here, huh? This might be the last charge of the beastmen. I mean, Manfred von Karstein's health is very low. Ooh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Oh, if they kill Morgr, it'll be a rout. Oh, and there it is. Beastman just... Oh, that was so close right there at the end. Ooh, my God. If he had actually pulled off that kill on Manfred, it would have been a landslide then for King. And if Xiphos didn't kill him fast enough, it would have been all she wrote. So, man, that was good. So, big kind of standout fights here. 103 kills from Manfred von Karstein. Bestigor herds 174, 188, and 105. So, whew. That was pretty crazy. Oh. So, King of the Dead is at 0. Xiphos is at 1. We are on to round 2. Remember, guys, this is a best of 5. So, we have hopefully 3 more or 2 more matches ahead of us. We will find out here. Going on to round 2 with Xiphos in the lead. Update the scoreboard. And as always, guys, do keep in mind, 25% of all of your donations go towards the winner. So Xiphos or King of the Dead will be receiving this as a prize pool at the end of the day here. I think right now we're up to around $180. Love to see that get to 200 because that's a cool-ass number. But everything, or 25 does go to them. All right, so we're Dark Elves versus... Dwarfs? How often do you see dwarfs? Whew. Let's close the poll, see what you guys said. So it looks like you guys are voting for King of the Dead with 4 votes in our little poll here. Yeah, alas, Xiphos has won the first one. Hey, Jason, thanks for donating, man. So Jason has thrown in another 20, which I think actually does put us to 200. So we have... So of our $200, we'll have obviously a quarter of that, that's $50, go towards the winner. We have reached $200. Wait, this isn't Turn's stream? No, it's not Turn's. Was Turn the influence? I can't say whether or not he was. God, guys, I wasn't able to watch Turn's stream on Sunday entirely. Excuse me. Did he roll out his new notification for payment? Like, did anyone watch his on Sunday? Because he has a new notification for when you donate, and it's so fucking funny. I like my screen blocker too when it hides. There you go. Turn's like 45 minutes away. He's actually he's getting a shot in his hand today, so he is pretty out of commission. What gym do I go to? I go to a strongman gym. Okay. So, Zach, wait. We are in the finals here. It is King of the Dead versus Xiphos. Xiphos won the last one. It was Beastmen versus Dark Elves. And then today we're going to be having, it looks like it's Dwarfs versus Dark Elves. I'm sorry. The first one was Beastmen versus Vampire Elves. Now it's Dark Elves versus Dwarfs. Valnir, did you not watch Everchosen? We were in the same room. Mole Spaghetti, this is the third one that we've done. This is a final that is the best of 5, yes. Just to kind of a recap too, for you guys just joining us, the total prize pool is up to $200. 25% of that goes towards the winner, so as you guys donate, that goes up to them. He said it was the worst time of his life. Taught English. Oh, okay. You're saying Turn was like, screw that! Oh man, yeah. Janet always commented on that. He was like, "Are you guys gonna have sex or what?" And Turn and I would just kind of look at each other and like nervously laugh and like, "Ha ha," and like walk away. Hell yeah, you gotta subscribe, Mole Spaghetti. Oh my gosh. God, my back is like fucked up. Hiding here behind this lovely pop filter. It's not what I do that defines me. It's what I am underneath. Lightly irradiated bills. I'm not wearing hockey pads. It definitely is an Ulthuan map. The map rotation is below, so we're on the second map here. So if you go ahead and press that button, you'll be able to take a look and see. That voice. Have you guys never heard my Batman voice? That is stunning. Anyone who's just talked to me casually has heard my Batman voice. I was walking around Target the other day and I found like a little Batman mask and I was just walking around doing that voice. There's a sale on Tide Pods. Yep, there's the white tower right there. The second largest landmark in all the Warhammer world behind the Black Pyramid. How beautiful it is. Oh! Or as Janet's taught me, cinematic view. This is the beginning of Lord of the Rings. Okay. Dual barrel roll. Let's see what we've got here. The Dark Elves, we've got 2 units of Bleak Swords reinforcing 2 different Reaper Bolt Throwers, which is pretty interesting there. We've got 2-3 units of Executioners, including one of the best units, the Blades of the Blood Queen here. These guys have Guardian, which is an 18% physical resistance buff to anything in a radius, a 30-meter radius around them. They also have Frenzy as well. Then 3 units of Dark Shards, a Sorceress with Shadow, and then just a simple, just the sword and crossbow variant Dreadlord here. So a very high and tight army. This is they're using the forest here to their advantage to try and neutralize a lot of what is going to be in the dwarf army. So definitely can see how that's happening. And let's take a look over here at his Vanguard forces, which are just a crap ton of Dark Riders with shields, or one's with shield. Yeah, one has shields. Look at those birds! Heal those birds! So King of the Dead going for some risky play here. Dark Elves in general have a risky play against dwarfs. I'm sorry, have a pretty strong play against dwarfs. Xiphos is the risky one. God, my brain's all over the place. But we've got some Grudge Thrower, or the Goblobber, I mean, which is a Grudge Thrower. They've already started for me, which is perfect. Now this one does the Sunder to the leadership, minus 16 to leadership here. That's already going to be starting to shoot down range, as they have some miners, they have some Skulder or some Iron Drakes. Oh, no Skulder guard. So 2 units of Iron Drakes here. Some Dwarf Warriors on both the flanks, a nice central line of 2 units of Thunderers, some Peak Gate Guards here, which are the Hammers, which are a really strong unit here. They're lovely blue little coats flapping in the wind, and their Lord, well, we'll look at it in a sec. They also have a Runesmith, and their Lord is a Rune Lord. So this gives them access to the Master Wrath and Ruin, Master Wrath and Ruin, as you can see. Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin, it does even more reduction to speed and even more damage here. So a very great use here. So around 2 of 5 here. Xiphos on the Dwarfs, Dark Elves being played by King of the Dead. King of the Dead is down 0-1 to Xiphos' 1. Let's see how things get going.
Forward.
Oh man, look at it, look at it. Oh, just missed. Interesting play here, trying to now screen out. Okay, so you see what King of the Dead is. He dropped both of these guys off their respective bolt throwers, and he's having them run backwards. Now the rest of his army making its way downtown through the woods. Now we've got the Vanguard deployment here. Now keep in mind, the Goblobber is being reinforced by the Dragonback Slayers. Dragonback Slayers will beat the brakes off those Dragon Riders, or the Dark Riders. Now, what he did here was he ran back his... Oh, shit! That went right into this unit, knocking a ton of crew apart. But he ran back the crews, allowing all of his bolt throwers to stay where they're at, so he can move quickly back up to his bolt throwers and be able to shoot into the rear of all these dwarfs now. Dark Riders jumping in the background here, trying to shut down the entire, or kill the entire crew of the Goblobber, which is a good first play. You've got these Dark Riders starting to find a new target here, probably in these Thunderers. Uh-oh. Dwarf Warriors are ready, though. Look at those hands. Their hands are as big as their heads. That's a grudging. Dark Rider's completely shattered there. Wow, yeah. So all 3 of the Dark Riders out of commission completely. Oh, I'm going to have to... Okay, I don't even have to say it. King is doing it. I was going to say, don't hang out in the forest too long. Off-beaten path, or off-beaten, the single shot does more damage. It can outright give a single artillery piece, depending on the artillery piece. And that's what's happening here. They're shooting down range. Boom! Oh, as you can see, that hit directly on. Oh, just missed as well. But those things can outright give one of those.
They will suffer. Druki, forward! Advancing. Going.
All right, I've sent the message. They have got to engage. We can't have too much of this tree play.
Moving out.
What'd I do? What'd I do? Wrong button.
End them. On to slaughter.
New hive mind? Oh, Petrulizer. I'm building a new computer, and that is the i9 processor I'm going to get for it. I have to get a new motherboard. I'm not going to get the new graphics card just yet. That's a piece you can get in later, but I'm getting a new higher clock RAM, a new M2 SSD. You can find the link below. All right. Things are pushing forward here. I've given the command that they've got to engage.
Onward. Done.
Yeah, can't catch him, so I've given the notion that they've got to pull out of the trees now.
Glorious carnage.
King of the Dead being risky here, trying to push his Dark Elf Lord into the last bits there.
Moving out.
And that's pretty dangerous because those Thunderers can rip him up pretty hard and heavy.
Exquisite. Marching. Forward.
Oh! There it is. Goblubber has been knocked down. Alright, King of the Dead is forming up here. I've given him the command. He has to get out of the trees. He is moving out of the trees and onto the battlefield.
Honor the king.
Xiphos will now have to face the might of 3 Dark Shards and 3 Executioners. I think, yeah, so he's also taken up residency over here to kind of prevent those... He's basically shut off these Reaper bolt throwers because they can't get to the weapons, so that's pretty huge.
By Drakira.
Those Iron Drakes are going to be able to do a ton of damage if they get in range. Dark Shard's starting to pour into the Thunderers here. The Thunderers do have some missile resist of 80, but not substantial enough to really negate the 3 units of fire that's coming their way. Thunderers kind of kicking off into these units of Dark Shards, though. Wrath and Ruin. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just a barbecue. A Dwarf Dark Elf barbecue. Man, look at that. Already getting this whole unit down and out. Sacrificing a single unit up here. Oh, look at this. Another unit of Dark Riders I didn't see. But the Dragonback Riders are ready. They're ready to eat some stuff up. Oh, wow. Another full blast here. Into these Bleak Swords. Dwarf Warriors into Bleak Swords. A deadly fight. Miners with blasting charges ripping through the back, the front line there. Woo! Oh. Oh my god, the Iron Drakes, the Miners running into the Iron Drakes, circumventing half the volley and backfiring onto their own guys. These Dark Riders are up in that backline, but now that they're caught by the Dragonback Slayers, they're going to get eaten up quickly. Oof. Iron Drakes are now in a bad spot. You have got the Executioners with them. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Pendulum ripping through, doing tons of damage, knocking out this unit of Miners almost entirely, but not doing a significant amount to the Peak Gate Guard, which are going to be a pretty force to be reckoned with here on the battlefield. They do have their Thunder to armor, so a -30. They do have their AP, so they can really knock apart this unit of Hargoneth Executioners quite easily. They do have to worry about any units of Dark Shards that are still in working order. Oof. The Dark Elf Prey of an Othrama equivalent. You have the Sorceress of Shadows just on her Cold One, slapping things around with the tail, getting all slimy and scaly up in that ass.
Onward. No survivors.
Dude, Turn would be wetting his beak. The amount of like flamethrower action that's been going on right now is like Predator level, like Predator Alien level of like flamethrower action. Game over, man. The Blades of the Blood Queen are in a pretty bad position here. If they get locked down by another rune, they can just... Oh! Pendulum! Oh! Ripping.
I live for murder. Stutter them! Glorious dark magic! Pull back! Advancing! Move! Moving out! Flow!
Check, 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 check. There we go. And I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
To our heights!
On to battle!
Alright, so let's take a look here at the at everything. The Dark Elves have lost almost all of their elite infantry. Executioners are down here, but they do have their Eagle Claw bolt throwers. If King of the Dead puts them onto these things, that's going to be just a significant amount of damage they can pour out. But all that's really left is this unit of Dark Shards, which is getting mulched up pretty hard, and now dead. This Sorceress, which is going to be routed off the table, I think. And it looks like Xiphos is going to pull out another win there. Yep. So it looks like our Dark Elf opponent, King of the Dead, bowed out there. That was, yeah, that was, Pendulum was a little anticlimactic, right? I was like, oh, this is going to be fucking huge. I was like, oh, maybe not. So, the initial play, I think, worked here. What King of the Dead was trying to do was use his speed to his advantage, but the rules of the tournament kind of state that we have to kind of have constant action going, and tries to discourage as much forest play as possible. So we did force him out of the forest, and that did cause for a lot of really great action. 58, 55, 115 kills on the Executioners, which is always strong. But I mean, look at these guys though. Iron Drakes, they still got a good amount of kills. I'll give it to them. 27, or yeah, 27. You can't expect much out of them. Giant Slayers and the Dragonback got a total of what, 143 or what? 183. Yeah, 183. That's a good amount of kills there. A lot of fun on this one. This is our first sight of dwarfs on the map here, so. Okay. But yeah, King of the Dead even said like that would have been a cat and mouse game and boring. So looks like we're gonna have so Xiphos wins that one, pulling ahead 2-1. So we do have, it is coming up to round 3 here. This might be the last round. If King of the Dead can pull a win out, he is going to be playing his all-time favorite, the Tomb Kings. Saved, up, and done, and good. There we go. All right, and it's my favorite, the High Elves versus the Tomb Kings. This might be our last match of the entire day. It might be the next last match or the third last match. Who knows, you know? If Xiphos wins, he pulls ahead on top and is the proud recipient of 25% of $200 after all said and after well, $200, and YouTube's got to do its thing. But then, if King of the Dead can pull this ahead and then another 2 wins unanswered by Xiphos, then he will win as well. So this is a best of 5. We do have the power here. What does a powerlifter workout look like in terms of reps and sets? I don't know. You'd have to ask a powerlifter. I do Olympic weightlifting. Titanic Tuna, man. Thanks for stopping in, dude. Send nudes. Send nudes for your boy. Whiskey Jack, report. What's our likes to views ratio? Lots of snatch, lots of clean and jerk. Yes, Nathan, I am in Olympic weight. Alright, take you on a desert map. This hopefully should go okay. Most likely. 137 viewers, 117 likes. Guys, can we get 20 more likes? If you're just tuning in, smash that like button, press the thumb button. We need to make that 100%. I'm all about those 100-100 ratios. Keep me updated, Whiskey Jack. This might be our last one. This is the finals. We want to get as many people watching as possible. What chapter has the highest deadlift? Dude, it's probably like the Iron Hands because they just cheat and have mnemonic legs. Man, I'm looking at King of the Dead's army and I'm liking what I see. Be pretty fun. It's a pretty interesting one. But Xiphos has had some really cool off-meta builds that are very uncharacteristic of what we've seen. I mean, Dwarfs winning against Dark Elves is not very common, almost unheard of. He had a really amazing Wood Elf army that was a little bit out of character, so I'm very curious to see what we see with his High Elf play. King of the Dead, though, he is no stranger to the Tomb Kings. This is his favorite army. He's here to win it. Would a Total War 40k ever work? It could. I just think it wouldn't be as fun. How do you like the Strongman gym? I like it. It's just very crowded. Oh man, 10 more. Yeah, you're right, Zach. Wait, Vulcan himself like pulled like a whole entire like a beast out of a mountain, but it makes you more attractive to the opposite gender and the same gender, and also to several species of plant. Will you be attending some tournaments yourself? Yeah, Patrick. I don't have my medal in here. I won. I have a medal. I've won a couple tournaments. I have a silver medal and a bronze medal around here somewhere. I unfortunately don't do enough steroids to win the gold. Oh, that's a good point, Valnir. Epic 40k would definitely work. That's a good point. Which species of plant, Janet asks, because, I mean, we all just want to be attracted to orchids. Hello, horse meat. Black Phillip. So there's War Master, and there's Epic 40k, which is basically a way of playing a tabletop version that is not small scale based. Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40,000 are small scale battles. But whenever you read the books for any of these respective things, usually it's, especially 40k, talking about like sort of like massive sweeping battle that takes place across like, oh, there's 5 chapters and 4 quadrants and 15 million fucking planes, ships. That stuff is Epic 40k. So Epic 40k is basically like you've got what looks like Space Marines, but that's indicative of multiple chapters of Space Marines. Epic Warhammer or War Master is the same way. It's multiple armies and stuff like that. So it's a lot more going on. And there were smaller little miniatures. They were like that big, versus like, you know, a standard miniature is like that big. What's my favorite plant? Orchids. My dad's got 3 greenhouses. I grew up my entire life like helping and tending to orchids. Where's my Sisters of Battle Army pals at? Inquisitive add-on, what up, dude? No! No. No, cat. No. Go. No. Go. Be gone, Ninja. I'm allergic to you. Thank you, Ninja. Good cat, Ninja. Sneaky little devil. You guys want to see Ninja? He was right. He was inside. No. Go. Go, go, go. I have to like watch the stream now. Cat's just like ready to fucking pack. We'll jump on my bed and just like make a fucking... Just sitting there, man. Look at him. Just ready. If I look at him again and say his name and like beckon, he'll come. He will come. He just sits on my roommate's lap all day. So when my roommate's not here, he's just like, yo, I'm gonna need a lap to sit on, so you're gonna have to make that happen. Dude, he is. I have to like make sure my arm so I can see him while I'm watching this. So let's see what we got here. So King of the Dead went with 3 units of Tomb Guard with halberds, 2 units of Skeleton Spearmen on each flank, 2 Tomb Scorpions here. This is our first seeing sight of Tomb Scorpions in this level of play here today. So we've got these guys who are great anti-infantry. They cause terror. They're AP. Cats like in a butthole. Really amazing troops here that you can see right here in the... Actually have someone interred into them. This is like a hero of the age is interred into them. As being kind of like set to fight for the Tomb Kings even after they're... 3 units of Ushabti here. Now the nice thing is, everything in this entire army has got AP. He is expecting a large contingent of elite infantry that's not here to fuck around. Now he also has the Chosen of the Gods. Now these guys are great because they do have their Shield Breaker, which reduces missile parry by 24. They have AP. Even in close combat, they've got AP, so they're still very, very strong. 2 Necrotechs that is going to allow them to buff up and heal any constructs, namely, of course, the 2 Tomb Scorpions. And then Grand Hierophant Katep himself, not on his Roomba. And then 4, that was King of the Dead army. This is Xiphos' army. Good cat, Ninja, good cat. So Xiphos' army, he's got 4 units of Spearmen, looking to really just kind of plug up any of the kind of skeleton warriors he's got to deal with. And then he's got 3 units of Phoenix Guard, just the standard edition. 2 Silver Helms. 3 Silver Helms. A Chariot. Looks like our Mage of Life. And is this Tyrion? This is Tyrion, man. Again, you don't usually see Tyrion, but Tyrion is really good here because he does have... God, I can remember stop on this guy. Oh, I guess he didn't take Sunfang? Because the big thing with him is Sunfang, and Sunfang can do crap tons of damage because a huge amount of fire damage. But we'll see how this kind of goes. It's very uncommon to see Tyrion, especially in this matchup. There it is, the first clash. Oh, yeah. Oh! Oh, man. Here come the Kopeshes just mowing through. Ooh. Phoenix Guard screening in, getting right into these guard. A really interesting choice here because what he's going to do is wait for these Ushabti to charge in and then countercharge them as well. Interesting choice. Oh, man, look at that. Deft push up here. Silver Helm's right into the back line, jumping immediately onto the Chosen of the Gods. A great initial play here by Xiphos. Has 1 unit of Silver Helm still in reserve, kind of waiting. Oh, Sunfang? Only thing I can think of what that is. Yep, Sunfang ripping a torrent through the whole entire flank of the Tomb Kings right here. Man, that was a great initial play by Xiphos, knocking the Ushabti down pretty quickly, putting these Tomb Guard out of commission quickly, but that Mage of Life is in bad shape, is already shattered off the board. There it goes. Healing for the High Elves is now completely neutralized. Oop, Bone Storm ripping up the background. Actually, I think this is Katep's personal bound version of it. the Bone Storm, I think, is yellow if it's a spell. Damn, that was good. Okay, so we've got some... Oh, Tomb Scorpion going wild. Silver Helm's charging in here, looking to do some serious damage, trying to knock out this Necrotech quickly, because they knock out the Necrotech, they shut down the healing for both the Tomb Scorpions. Those Tomb Scorpions, in turn, can be shut down pretty quickly by the Phoenix Guard, but still, there's a lot to worry about on this battlefield. The fight is far from set, even though that life mage is out of commission. 1 unit of Silver Helms is gone and out of the fight here. The other one looking to rally back, get maybe a better purchase onto those Chosen of the Gods. We've got a unit of Spearmen that have gotten the back to get with another unit of Spearmen. And it is all sorts of crazy going over here. Another unit of Realm of Souls kicking off. Oh, ripping into the back of those Ushabti. They're going to get another summon of Ushabti off, so that's going to come here pretty soon. When you go with a line of Tomb Guard, though, it delays the... Oh, man, look at that. I love the attack animation for the Tomb Scorpion. When you have a thinner line of Tomb Kings... Oh, there it is. Tomb Kings as a whole, you run the risk of not being able to have Realm of Souls trigger as much or as frequently. By having a wider line, having a longer line, you have more units that can die faster, and Realm of the Souls access quicker. Oh, shit! Bad news! Oh, no, Tyrion is surrounded by the Pincer Kings themselves. Cetra is there. Not Cetra, I'm sorry. Katep is there, as well as a unit of Ushabti. This is not looking good for Tyrion right now. Phoenix Guard looking to come in to aid their king. Well, it's not a king, really. Tyrion wasn't a king. Sorry. I got excited. I think if that Mage with Life was in this fight, this would be a much different engagement right now. But without that Life Mage, the High Elves are probably going to lose this war of attrition. Phoenix Guard getting right behind those. Oh, Ushapti getting knocked down, getting into those Tomb Guard. Uh-oh. Oh, this didn't do... Again, this is a pretty wily spell, and it went off to the side and not going into both Tyrion. Uh-oh. Tyrion has got his clutches on Grand Hierophant Kotep as well. Uh-oh, Ushapti coming in here as well. The Ushapti summon is ready. Probably going to be coming right here in the center of the field. Oh, the Tomb Scorpion just batting things aside. Sunfang, I think it should be coming up on its second charge here anytime soon. It can be used to good... I mean, both the Silver Helms are shutting down the back line here, keeping these Necrotechs out of the fight, and pushing onto these Ushapti, both Ushapti with Great Bows and Ushapti Standard Edition. They're trying to get some kills onto Kotep, though, and whatever they can do... Or, I'm sorry, onto Tyrion. And Tyrion's in bad shape. He's using Feint and Riposte, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think, if he doesn't get him out of this fight. 2 units of Phoenix Guard will be enough to take those Tomb Scorpions out. The Tomb Scorpions can just push their way through everything. So I think what Xiphos is trying to do is keep that engagement there while he chases and kind of mucks around with Kotep on the end. There it is, Tyrion breaking out of this fight. Spearmen kind of trading over here with other Spearmen. These the High Elf Spearmen have a better stat profile and will just last better in that war. A little fight of attrition there. If there was a healer that could go off right here, this whole unit would just be buffed up and fat and ready just to take on other things. A nice use of Sunfang, going to rip through the remainder of this, these skeleton spearmen, neutralizing them and setting them up for more reinforcements. Narrow's Incantation here, 44% physical resist. This is the overbuffed, or the overcast version of it as well. Trying to shut down these Necrotechs. Got Tyrion jumping onto Kotep. Kotep is now down and out of the fight, but Tyrion is in a bad place as well. He's got 2 Tomb Scorpions who are looking just to give him the tail end of the business. Good call, screening into these Spearmen. That is a top-level play move here, guys, is always using your cav to screen through into things that are going to threaten them. Spearmen, halberd infantry like the Phoenix Guard. I think that with Kotep being knocked out of the play, Land of the Dead, King of the Dead is going to have a hard time winning this one. If they can shut down these Ushapti, it might be a pretty done deal here. There is still barely holding on unit of Phoenix Guard. Stand your ground has been kicked off, so there's a little bit better melee defense, but they do have to try and neutralize some of the additional damage coming out from these Chosen of the Gods. Good call. Janet on occasion just made the claim. If Tyrion still has Heart of Averlorn, which looks like I don't know if he's used it or not, but he has it in his profile. Oh no, he doesn't. Yeah, I don't see Heart of Avalon in here. So he was saying if he has Heart of Avalon, he can hold out for months because it does give him a surge of health. But he has to be very careful here. I mean, the slightest fart could kill Tyrion at this point. I mean, he was bombarded at one point by 2 Tomb Scorpions. Uh-oh. That unit of Spearmen is now shattered. Tyrion is not a good place. Oh! Trying to bait them in to kind of just keep the anti-large train going. Whew. Uh-oh. 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 Tyrion is not going to make it. Tyrion's not going to make it. Oh! Tyrion is now routing. He's terrified. So he has a good chance of coming back here, but there's still 2 pretty good health Tomb Scorpions. The Necrotechs might have more health that they can dish out. They do buff everything around them, so take a look at that. Can't remember the stats off the top of my head, so I have to actually, like, focus on them as best I can. There it is. They have +10 to armor. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Para routes might be kicking in here. Oh my god! King of the Dead is going to pull it out! Woo! Right there at the last minute, King of the Dead pulls out a win. Holy shit. Whew. We are going to a round 4. We're going to round 4. Light that burns. I gotta read what your comment is, but thank you very much. Light that burns. He just made a $15 donation. Man, MVPs on this one obviously going to be the Tomb Scorpions, and gotta say Tyrion was the MVP for Xiphos on that one. Definitely held it a lot longer than I thought he would. Holy shit, what a close game. Woo! Dripping sweat. I absolutely appreciate how well Tyrion did in that one. Like I said, you don't really see Tyrion doing much high-level play, and to see him kind of used there, I mean, he had a really good sun thing that ripped through the initial portion of the fight. He had a second one that kind of, I think, helped free up some, to free up some spearmen to help out with the kind of prolonged fight at the end. The biggest thing that kind of did it in for Xiphos was when he lost his... Hey, Wolf, thanks for subscribing. Is when he lost his life mage in the very beginning of the fight. One Earthblood alone probably could have been the thing that tipped that fight. Ooh. Ah, no cat. Right there. He just keeps coming back to me. I think he's hungry. Usually he just wants me to like go out there and like scratch his head and he'll fall asleep on the stairs. Oh, Jesus. Whew. What's the next map? Let me tell you. And he's just gonna chill right there. Oh man, I'm gonna save that one too. Getting some really good close games here today, guys. Holy crap, that was so good. Do I know anything about the new spectator mode? Yeah, I do, Patrick. I know there's a new spectator mode. Wink, wink. Let me see what you said. The light that burns the sun. I said I'd donate like 2 months ago, but I didn't have a functioning credit card. That has been fixed. May the hive mind rise. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, dude. That's so huge. Thanks, man. Every bit helps. On to round 4. 2 wins in Xiphos' favor. 1 win in King of the Dead's favor. Man. If King of the Dead can win 2 more back-to-back, he will pull it out. Xiphos just needs 1 more still, though. Oh, wow, jeez. Any word on the new DLC campaign? Nothing that we know of yet, right? I don't think they've done anything. Can you donate to me, Italian? Mole spaghetti? Yeah, man. This is my donation to you. My donation to you is my content. My constant flow of content. Where it is something that we've never seen. I'm from California. Praying for Amazons or Vampire Coast, says Tyr Alexander. Which factions can become chaos? Humans? For the most part. Is that Jean-Claude Van Damme? Yeah, Van Darkholm. Holy hot covered shit, of course it is. How would I not have Jean-Claude? Inches old. Only. Inquisitive Anon, thanks for subscribing, man. My voice has like had it. Hey, McGee, thanks for subscribing, dude. Is Indy Pride still here? You still here, Indy? I saw you here earlier, man. Oh. Hey, Kai, thanks for watching, man. Whew. Sorry, I'm trying to preserve my voice a little bit here. Talking a little bit less, I'm out of water. So I can't, Oh god, I cannot wait for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, man. I'm so stoked on that. Going off topic. So guys, again, as always, 25% of your donations do go to anyone who whoever wins, and I think we're now at $235 or $215. I can't remember. Only the hard, only the strong. Is this a weekly thing? Yeah, Demi, I usually do it about once a week. I didn't do it last week, but we done it the week prior to that, and the week prior to that, and the week prior to that. We'll have plenty of time here as Xiphos kind of loads in. We do have the Dark Elves versus Chaos here. Dark Elves being played by Xiphos this time, and King of the Dead playing as the Warriors of Chaos. We're a pretty open map here, so there's no telling what we're going to see, but there's a lot of answers for the Warriors of Chaos that the Dark Elves can bring, and not so many answers for a lot of what the Dark Elves can bring for Warriors of Chaos. So I think that King of the Dead is a little stacked against himself right now. Darth Vantos, I'm in 100% Italian. Come at me with your custom Darth name like you don't think I know what that means. My Star Wars knowledge is unparalleled. We dropped some frames there. There you go. No, but I have family in Italy. And imagine, who's your favorite bounty hunter in Star Wars? I wanted to say Candace, but that is not it. Candaris Ordo. Why don't you ever talk about lore? I never do. I'm sorry, Mole Spaghetti. Never made a lore video in my life. Sorry, turn the fan on, guys. I'm getting a little hot. Let me know if you can hear that fan if it's bothering you. I will shut it back off if it's loud. So let us take a look here at King of the Dead's army here. And his boss, because Lizard. I don't really like the not the Chiss. I fucking hate the Lizard people. I can't remember the name. Okay, so Sarthoriel has come to play. The Pigeon Master himself. Look at that squawk and squawker. Toucan Sam is out on the playfield, guys. Whew! Alright, we also have some Chaos Warriors with great weapons. More. 2 halberds, it looks like. 2 units of Chaos Marauders. 3, actually, in total. 2 Warhounds. 2 Chariots. 2 Horse Masters. For Xiphos' army, we have got 2 units of Dark Riders with repeater crossbows. Oh, man. Black Ark Corsairs with handbows. Getting some initial skirmishing cav gameplay here. Man, it is an entirely skirmisher army here. This is insane. I've never seen anything like this. Xiphos is using Marathi, it looks like. Oh no, it's a Dreadlord with sword and crossbow. He's got some very long played Cold One Knights in the back, and then 1 unit of Blaze of the Blood Queen. This is a very interesting route here, though. I've never seen that. The KFC master himself, look at him, just surveying over the land. The Gorby's Chariot is good, but it's not very fast, so it can get picked apart pretty quickly. But this is a Chaos Chariot, not a Gorby's one. And the Gorby's is AP, so it's really good against dwarfs. Trying to kind of shore up their line here. Man, Plague of Rust kicking off. So it looks like we got some metal action going hog wild. The Dark Riders, though, are very, very good. The Elves, in general, I think, win the fast cav game. They've got very good ranged and melee cav. Illyrian Reavers and Dark Riders are two very good units. I think Illyrian Reavers kind of beat them a little bit more. But we'll see what goes on. Already, though, we've got a lot of cav game going on. There's so much just cav and just archery cav and cav that are archers and archers that are cav. Now, of course, these are the Blackheart Corsairs with hand bows here. They can fire whilst moving, which makes them a pretty threatening target. And on top of it, they can do quite a bit of damage in close combat, so they're still very, very, very competent.
For the blood god! They will succumb! Gods to
Oof. That crossbow is just ripping apart these Horsemasters here. You can tell they're Horsemasters because they have a nice billowing cloak that has a big pelt on the top of it. The nice thing about the crossbows is they can just have a really nice steady stream of fire going on.
Retreat! Charge! Run, you dogs!
So he's putting up the Marauders first because he really wants them to just get killed off, which is probably a good initial play. They're not going to do much against all this anyway, so using them just to absorb ammo at this point is a very good play. Even in close combat, though, all these Blackheart Corsairs are going to be able to kick the crap out of them. They still have bronze shields here, so they can take a little bit of range fire. We do have a Sorceress of Shadow for Xiphos' army, so he can get some additional kind of... let's see what his spells are here. Enfeebling Foe and mild cost Misfying Miasma, so no outright damage abilities here, but... Oh, some good charges here on those Cold One Knights, just trying to knock these Marauders out of the game quick and early. Those Blades of the Blood Queen, though, are still sitting way in the back. Got the big old pigeon over here, jumping in, swatting things aside. So Xiphos is using a kiting build here, obviously. And I probably should have made a rule against that, so we don't have these very long, drawn-out fights, but the reason I'm not kind of like just dropping the hammer here is because there are engagements. Things are kind of like moving at a good pace here. It's not just going to be like 55 minutes of draw kiting, in which case I would just end it. But man, look at that. There's so much range firepower coming across onto Sartorial that it is bad news. Ooh, Hailstorm just kicking off, missing the majority of stuff. Using those Cold One Knights to their advantage, but the only thing they're really going to be good for right here is their AP anti-large, is to try and get up in the face of Sartorial. Now, King of the Dead just screens Sartorial through his halberdiers, hoping to shut down these Cold One Knights. A very, very good move there. Those Cold One Knights are the biggest threat in the battlefield to Sartorial, outside of course, the 50 million range things. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, interesting. You saw over here onto the Chaos Warriors. Now, Sartorial is below half health, so he's in a pretty bad position here. Almost all the Horsemasters are dealt with. All that's left now is Chariots, Marauders, and 3 units of Chaos Warriors with Halberds. So I think that King of the Dead is in a very bad position here. I mean, if we get these Blades of the Blood Queen against any of this, it's just going to be bad news. Uh-oh. Was that a transmutation? No, foe secret. Oh, another hailstorm kicking off. A good target too. Everything was pretty nicely tight and grouped there, so things really be able to kind of kick off. Uh-oh, Doom Pigeon found its target. Sorceress of Shadow gonna get eaten alive. Those halberds are gonna smack her around. The Sorceress of Shadow does count as a large object, even though she is she's relatively small. The halberds will do increased damage to her. Really be able to really just knock her, almost said knock her up, but kind of knock her around. As you can see here, things are kind of going a little bit one-sided now for the for Chaos. Sartoriel is in really bad position. Got a good catch out here with these Chaos Warhounds. If they can just barely nip the heels of those Dark Riders here, but you do have 2 units of Cold Knights to kind of come in and shut down that charge. But the Blades of the Blood Queen completely surrounded by these Chaos Warriors. They are not going to be in any good right now because they have a Plague of Rust overcasted to minus 60 armor, which is going to be huge. You've got these chariots running through them repeatedly, so things are in bad shape for them for sure. Hailstorm kicking off yet again. Ooh. I'm going to give you guys a good view of everything. Oh man, look at that. Colvin Knights jumping in on Sartoriel. You got Archery jumping in. You got Blackheart Corsairs jumping in. All trying to put down that Dreadlord as fast as they can. He is on a Nightmare, which is a pretty unique mount. But Sartoriel is just limping away. His last bits of health left here. The ammunition is starting to run out for the entire Dark Elf army here. And if they had saved a lot of it for Sartoriel, they could have put him out in range rather than have to deal with him in combat. And right now, it is a deadly game because you see that the Dreadlord is surrounded by Chaos Warriors with halberds. Sartoriel is actually helping to push him out of the fight, which is pretty huge. But Hailstorm, I think, is coming down yet again. And a nice group up of Dark Elves here. Boom, 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 boom. Landing heavily onto these Blackheart Corsairs. If they can get Sartoriel out, he's got 586 health. He's so close. But I think that this kiting game might actually not work to Xiphos' advantage. Xiphos does not have a lot left. Uh-oh. Yeah, look at this. All this is now terra-routed or fled. It's down to we might come down to a final 2-2. That Dreadlord trying to just kind of put Sartoriel in a dumpster here early. Well, not early, necessarily. Things are kind of crawling. Things are kind of crawling. Oh, wow. There he is. The Doom Pigeon is down. Stuff is starting to come back here. No real ammunition left, so they kind of have to charge in, get up close and personal. And it looks like Xiphos might actually pull this out. There was a moment, though, that like Xiphos had a lot of his army completely routed. Wolfhead 94, yes, we use the same rules as Shetland. These guys are all in the same Discord. I mean, we all use the same rules. I didn't see anything wrong here, guys, so not a big deal. Besides, this is really just fun. If this was like a CA sanctioned, ever chosen, blah blah blah, we would have probably done something about it. BDSM 20 years win. So yeah, looks like Xiphos is pulling this one out here. And that was some interesting shit. Yeah, I totally agree with Janet. Alright, and it looks like Xiphos is going to pull this one out ahead of King of the Dead here, pulling up a 3-1 win. And that was such a close fight last match here. I mean, that Tyrion play was insane. I didn't expect to see Tyrion in this match at all, but that life magic shows you how much that like elves really rely on that ability there. And surrounding and beating off beating him off the last portions here. But all right, guys, that concludes our game here. We have our winner. It is Xiphos, who is the grand winner of the Warpstone Cup Level 3 or Version 3. He gets to join the likes of King of the Dead, our last winner, and Janet on occasion. So hopefully we'll have them joining us in probably our 5th or 6th Warpstone Cup coming up here. Definitely you can see here, guys, there was a lot of cutting going on, obviously, with a lot of what was built into this, but there was a lot of continuous engagement. I was kind of okay with everything. So, but yeah, overall, really enjoyed this one here today, guys. The tally for everything today, I think, was around $215, $220. After YouTube takes about 30% of that, we will divvy out the total sum, 25% of that sum, to Xiphos. That will be his reward for today. Yeah, we had a lot of amazing games here today. What we're going to be doing is I'll cast these on the channel separately so that you guys can actually see some of them if you missed them. But as always, guys, thanks so much for watching here today. We got up to like 150, 200 viewers at one point. We got tons of likes rolling in. We'll have another one of these coming out here, hopefully either next week. Turn will be doing one on Sunday, if not earlier. His hand is probably a little crippled right now. But we are done here for the day. Just taking a look at everything here. Guys, again, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, check out Patreon, Twitter, all that shit. I try to do like the Twitter game more often, but I'm just like not interested in Twitter. I think Twitter's dumb, but I know people talk a lot on Twitter and it's important to get involved in it, but bah. Thank you very much for joining us, Whiskey Jack. And Lore Master, thank you for answering those questions. Seawolf, as always, man, thank you for moderating. Janet, thanks for just being Janet on occasion, you sexy bitch. Thank you guys so much for your donations. Light That Burns the Sun was a big donator. Colonel, you were a huge donator today. Thank you so much for your donations. D Bison, Bat Cow, who else did I miss here? Dr. Zero, thanks so much for donating today, guys. But as always, thanks so much for watching. We'll have another Warpstone Cup coming out here pretty soon. But have a good one and take care.